Don't even have an intro. It's just straight at it.
Why do we need an intro? It says up here what we're doing.
Campaign chit chat. We're not even
Campaign
chit chatting about the
chit-chat.
campaign yet.
We are live, yes.
We're live. Excellent. Hello. Welcome. I'm gonna go.
Great start.
Love
Need to
it.
mute myself.
Love that close up. That goofy ass run.
He did say it was desperate.
Yeah, man. Don't worry about it, guys. Max is fine-ish. We're not holding him hostage at all. But yeah, second episode, appearance, stream, campaign chit chat. We have Ray with us here today. Nice. I think we'll be primarily talking about the Sunday campaign, considering you're here. I don't know how much context you have for Tuesday other than me info dumping.
Yep. That's pretty much the extent of my knowledge about the Tuesday campaign. Yeah. Most recently what's been happening with Gil, because it's directly relevant.
Yeah. You know about the pact, right? That they did with him.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. We managed to convince him to like switch sides for a second. Well,
yeah. I don't know. I feel like we kind of got hinted that he was making moves to take over the syndicates or to get rid of the syndicates so that he could be the only one left in the Sunday campaign anyway.
I mean, it's interesting because I don't know who exactly is part of crime syndicates. Like, is Maeve part of one? I don't know, because they're kind of doing their own thing in Vessel, and he wants to get rid of her. From the way he was speaking, he kind of sounded like he just wanted to kill other criminals. Was that out of morals or out of let's remove the competition? Both? Maybe. Welcome back, Max.
You missed it.
Look at him.
We've had so much chit chat.
Yeah. So much.
Too much chit chat. Now we're in for the sit and stop chat.
We were talking about Gil. I was telling Frey what happened on Tuesday a bit. So we're theorizing, with the whole wanting to get rid of crime syndicates thing.
Yes, the crime syndicates. Very interesting.
To be honest, I forgot that there was a plural, that there were multiple of them. I thought it was the one. People need to get more original with their names, because why are you all called the crime syndicates? Why didn't you choose a cooler name?
Oh, well, it's a crime syndicate, so they're all together under one banner, but they have individual group names, as you've learned. So, Smiling Crimson, the Golden Tusk, others.
Frederick, probably.
Freddie Boy.
Siren.
Freddie Mercury.
Yo, do not compare that legend to that stinky ass wizard. Frederick doesn't deserve to breathe the same air as Freddie Mercury, man.
But does he? Let's just put this into context, though. So Freddie, he's working alongside. You've got Siren, whatever the fuck his name is, and you've also got Gil, right? So if he gets in the way of Gil, he'll just be another one bites the dust. So technically, so
it would be interesting to see Gil kill absolutely everyone that's currently like an evil person. Just through disintegration.
Gets fed up with everyone. Fuck this shit. You die. My question is, it's an interesting question, because we know the letter Siren sent at the beginning was not magical and seemed to be indestructible to somebody. Like, we couldn't tear it, we couldn't destroy it with magic.
Yes.
So considering he has that material, does that mean he could possibly be immune to whatever shit Gil has going on? Which would make him really powerful.
Interesting analysis. I think that is a good shout, a good theory. And Very likely. Very
Mhm.
likely.
Yeah.
Because, well,
Yeah.
Siren's unlike everyone else. He's different. Why is he different?
He's not like the other girls.
He's not a valley girl. He's not this classic, like, oh my God sort of girl. He is a breadwinner. He's going to bring the money home.
He's an alpha male in his winter arc. But it's different. I know Cassie's like, if she's watching this, she's gonna fucking kill me.
She's going to hate it.
Cassie, if you're here, look away. Cover your ears.
Emups.
Yeah, but I'm interested. The three big baddies of the campaign. I'm interested. But
I'm baddie. I'm thinking something else.
We need to find them a different name because BBG is sometimes too much of a mouthful.
Whenever I say BBG, I just think like BBG.
I think baby girl, man. That's all.
Baby girl. Oh no.
BBG.
That would throw them off. You know, just us walking up to him and like, hey, bibbit.
Hello, my baby.
Fennel needs to do that to fucking Gil if Gil still thinks that Fennel is his own son. Imagine going up to your ex-friend from 20 years ago, son, coming up to you and saying, hey, baby girl. I feel like he would at least be stunned for 6 seconds, which is 1 round.
You'd hope that would be enough.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's probably into it, so...
Yo, what the hell?
Might make things slightly more inconvenient for you, but you know, you can give it a try.
Be flattered. Yeah.
Could be
maybe we'd get him on our side, you know, roll to seduce.
Can you please roll this isn't a charisma check. You've already seduced him. This is going to be a constitution saving throw.
Oh, yo.
Let's go. Let's see how long you can last, baby. Why are we talking about this? Why is this the chit chat topic?
I don't know. It just kind of went in that direction from the start.
Have you mentioned the thing that you've prepared yet?
Oh no, I have. I mean, Frey knows, but I haven't on stream. We're gonna have a small segment of Robbie going off the rails and doing campaign theory stuff, where you should probably lower me to like a 70% on Discord. Because it's gonna get very chaotic really fast. It's gonna start off normal with some facts based in reality.
Facts?
Yeah. Like,
so it's informative as well. Oh my god.
No, I mean like about the party, like shit we definitely know. And then it's just gonna slowly get more and more progressively fucking insane. And probably very incorrect, but I put some things in there for shits and giggles. And if they turn out to be right, I'll laugh my ass off.
Oh my god, I can't wait. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for that shit. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe at like a midpoint.
Yeah, I think midway through will be interesting because we'll get all of the theories out now, and then we'll watch your thing and go, "Fuck, Robbie cooked."
And there's gonna be a Q&A section.
Q&A afterwards. Is this a TED talk? Is this literally you like standing on stage? Have you got like a green screen background ready, like a template?
No, I have a. Well, I don't know how we're gonna do this because I'm gonna need to share my screen to do the presentation.
Are you? Oh shit! We should have planned this out.
I was hoping you were gonna be here earlier so I can set it up.
I was too busy in the toilet.
It's okay. We can figure it out.
We'll figure it out in post. It's fine. It's fine. This is what we do best here at RXP. We roll punches and we play with what the cards are dealt. Question mark?
Oh yeah, we need to tell Frey once he's back from the very blurry background. About tarot reading. I did tell him a bit. I told him which cards there were, but I didn't tell him about what you said about that reading.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is. Speak for the devil.
He has returned.
Sorry about that. My girlfriend got back. She brought me juice to have in the cold.
Yo,
hey.
That's a cool ass glass. I'm not gonna lie.
I have better
No, I
ones.
can compliment my homie's glass. The
Damn, that's
fuck?
called juice, bro. What's juice? What's the juice? Why is it orange, bro?
I
Let's
said
have it. Let's
glass.
have a taste.
Let's have a
Yeah,
taste.
show me
I'll be
some,
right
bro.
there.
Come on, Frey. I'm waiting. We have 2 hours of this. Come on.
2 hours. Oh no.
No, but the tarot card reading was freaking insane, man.
Yeah.
Because what I thought was planned, because we didn't really figure out a mechanic for this.
Mhm.
Right. I thought I was gonna do like a wisdom roll and then Max, because I sent him a list of like the major arcana and their like, you know, basic keyword meanings. And I thought he was gonna give me some based on the context and how well of a roll it is. And he said, "No, it's up to you." And I was like, "What the fuck do I do? You want me to actually do it in real life?" And he was like, "Do it." And I was like, "All right, okay, I'll fucking pull the cards."
Fuck it.
And I asked Max for a number. I think it was a 6, right? Well, at first it was a 20 fucking 20. I was like, okay, lower down. I'm not shuffling the deck 22 times. It's gonna take fucking forever. And then yeah, we got the 8 of Pentacles, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. And apparently, I mean, I told you what they mean, Frey, but apparently, according to an inside check Alicia did, Gil had this reading done before or something similar, and it was the same kind of narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I did tell Robbie when they came to me with what the results were. I said, "Oh, it sounds like a love story, a sad love story, could turn evil villain kind of thing."
His villain origin story.
Yeah,
Frey, you're not supposed to tell him, Frey.
Well, I'm not confirming or denying anything, but like the other players in the Sunday campaign keep saying that Gil is Fennell's ex-boyfriend.
Potentially, we don't know.
And this tarot reading, damn, broken heart. Gee, I wonder why.
I mean, literally, the picture is literally. I sent it in the chat later. I don't know if you saw, Max, but it is literally a picture of a heart with 3 swords going through it. And as soon as I fucking saw that card as the present, I was fucking laughing my ass off. I had to control myself because I also wanted to. I looked up the meaning just in case if there were like any other stuff. But the first word I saw was divorce, and I was like, "Oh man, that's fucking crazy." And then the defeat card was really interesting. The last.
It was just a perfect amalgamation for what Gil is, because we don't know much about him outside of like the context of the story, right? So we know that he, between the 2 campaigns, has some sort of like dodgy dealings. He's happy to break the rules and do some nasty things. He's killed people. He's like sent people to die. He's ordered attacks and stuff. So he's not a decent bloke, but he has morals. He has like a code. He follows a certain pattern, and he has his own mindset. And the reading itself was fairly on point. That's why I said, like, the Tritons themselves, they're quite, I don't want to say mystical to put that like into people's heads, but they are more kind of shamanistic in nature. They kind of enjoy nature around themselves. So that kind of mystic element of the world where we look at tarot card readings and stuff, they kind of like love. That's their thing. That's their kind of like their culture. That's what they lean into.
I got very much like paganism.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, for sure.
Culture, at least, like at least that kind of culture. Let's say
there's different elements. The Tritons aren't the only ones that are in underwater. There are other civilizations out there. There are other races that live there. There's like, for example, there's like crab people. There's squid people. There's all sorts of types of kind of aquatic natured humanoids. And they've all got their own like sort of quirks, but the Tritons are, as you'd expect, the human version of what the underworld under the sea would be. And they have religions, they have faith, they have beliefs, they have wants and needs, and they all kind of like cherish those and go forth with them. But for the Tritons, it's less about gods and more about the powers of the world and the strongest and the biggest beast in the ocean. That's what protects them. That's their kind of savior. Because you see like a megalodon come through and you're like, hey, look, I'm not going to fuck with you if you don't fuck with me. And they're like, yeah, sure. I'm going to protect you instead now, but you feed me. So that's the kind of like back and forth that they have. It's
Yeah, like forces of nature stuff.
wrath of nature, just like
Uh-huh.
big thing,
Wrath, you say.
wrath, big things that can go horribly wrong for most people, but they lean into it and they don't fight them. Whereas like humans and like people on the overworld, they'll see like a massive squid, like a kraken, and go, "Fuck, we got to kill it! It's a fucking kraken! It's trying to kill our boat." Well, not actually. They're down there. They'd love the kraken. They'll be like, "Please, please give me power, Cthulhu. Please, please.
Yeah,
I
it's
love you."
also, I mean, I don't know if it's true, but people of the surface, if we're comparing to like IRL stuff, I feel like they're much more prone to conquering things and conquering nature rather
Yeah.
than living with
In it.
it in balance with it.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of, it reminds me like if we're going with IRL comparisons, like how indigenous communities and like they rather live in balance with nature rather than
Go against it.
go against
Try and
it.
go
Yeah.
against the grain. Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of
Go with the current.
go with the current. I see. That's why he's here. That's why he's here. Just creating whirlpools, and we fall into the sea with him, and we're just swimming along with Frey. We love it. We love
It's
it.
great. He told me when, I think you weren't there, or maybe I think you weren't, but I was asking like, oh, was like Gilgamesh the name? Was it like actually a reference to the Mesopotamian myth? Because I'm in my head, I'm like thinking like, okay, how does this story, like, surely he chose the name for a reason because it's a very specific name. It's and for like, but like, because it's a fucking mythological character. Like, there's not many people called Gilgamesh. It's the one character.
That's
and
exactly
then he
the
just
reason.
goes, and then he just goes, I just need a name that can have Gil. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, Frey.
Hey, look, we start with a joke and then we lean into the lore. That's what we do.
I mean, I can kind of see how it could be a reference.
It's same as Fennel.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like Fennel's whole name is Fennel.
Yeah.
Finn, aquatic animals have fins. And then you have Delmar, which is of the sea.
Yeah. Fin of the sea.
Fish of the sea.
As soon as Frey said that's the fucking gimmick he's going for when we started this campaign, I thought, oh shit, how am I going to keep up with this? I didn't. I just didn't.
I don't think I did either. Like, I think I did it for like 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 characters, and then I was like, okay, done.
The thing is, there's only so many you can do, but
yeah, true.
It is good fun when you can find one that like works with an actual name. Just
like get the word fish and then like translate it into every single other language.
Yeah, you'll find something eventually.
Yeah. Here's one in Serbian. The way you say fish is riba, but also that word is kind of the equivalent of the English word chick, where you can use it for the animal and for like referring to a woman slightly.
Why? So this goes across cultures. Why does a bird a chick? Why does that represent a woman? Why is
I don't know, we have a fucking fish. Why is it a fish? I mean, I guess fish makes more sense because of the whole there's plenty of fish in the sea. Why the fuck do you guys have birds?
Well, because like in England, like you say a bird, you go, oh, look at that bird. That means like a woman. Look at that woman. Like you say chick as well. It's the same thing. Look at that. Look at that woman. Look at that girl. Like I didn't realize that even Serbia did that.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's mad. Like there's nothing like that in Spanish.
There's like a lot of in Serbian there's like a lot of like calling people an animal in all means like different things. Like my dad would call me and my siblings turkeys when we were like being silly and stupid.
Because you're going gobble gobble gobble. Gobble. Running around. Is that why? Or is it like Thanksgiving?
Turke, which basically more means like silly, goofy, like you're being a dumbass type of thing. Okay. In like a playful way, but also you can be like, you fucking horse, which usually means like you're being really fucking dense.
I was like, where's this going? You fucking horse. Horse.
Yes.
We've got some references that use animals, like stubborn as a donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Or
it's not
you
like
cage
it's saying stubborn as a donkey, but you're just calling them the
a
animal name.
donkey. Yeah.
Like calling
Someone
someone a
messy a
goat.
pig.
I think you can call someone a donkey, like, "Oh, you bloody donkey," and
Yeah.
they'll understand you do not mean that in a cute way.
Yeah, they'll start crying. They're like, oh, I don't look like a donkey, do I? No, you just have the brain of one. Congratulations.
I do like when people get creative with it, you know, when they just put like you fucking and then like random fruit slash animal slash whatever.
You fucking
Other-
kiwi.
You fucking grape. You fucking apricot. So what does that mean?
Our
Son of a
favorite when we were
banana.
our favorite when we were back at uni was calling someone a boob.
Oh,
You fucking boob.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that? That was something that had that. A film or show. Someone called someone like a quibbling boob or something. Oh, what was it? I can't remember now. But
No, nothing coming to mind.
no, don't worry.
Anyways, back to the topic of D&D and not
Oh yeah, that's what we're here to talk
language.
about.
Yeah, we are.
We should probably add like a slash next to campaign, so it's just campaign and then
And
there's
chit
chit
chat.
chat.
And random shit.
And like parentheses and other random shit that we will probably
Talk
go off and
about.
talk about.
Yeah. Politics. Maybe we should avoid politics.
I mean,
Absolutely
I don't know if you
Word.
guys, because you guys are both like native English speakers, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't
Where's
know if
this
you ever
going?
come across like difficulties where you know the word that you're trying, like you have it in your head, but you just forget what the word is. You
Oh,
know
yeah,
the
for sure.
meaning, and it's like it happens to me in English so
Yeah.
much.
Well, I'm just fucking stupid, so I forget a lot. I'll be looking at myself and going, you know, oh, apple. Yes. Yeah. That is what happens to me. There'll be a day where I just like fucking lose the most common word. And it's my own language. So don't worry,
Yeah.
Robbie.
No, it's
We're in the
random.
same boat.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Sit
No,
in
it's
English.
random.
Woo!
I mean, I don't use French as much as I used to anymore, but even now, every now and again, it will be like to having a conversation, and then brain's like, "Oh, here's the word that you want," and then other half of my brain's like, "No, that's in French."
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I have to stop mid sentence, just like I'm not getting the next word in English. The person I'm speaking to only speaks English. They're not going to understand me if I say baguette. And it's stupid words like it's glitter. The word I was looking for was glitter.
And it just doesn't come in the moment. You just
No.
blank.
You know what I think is worse? When I want to start a sentence, but I'm using like the grammar of the other language I'm thinking of. So it makes
Okay.
no fucking sense. Because sometimes
all
in like different languages, you have
mess.
different ways of like where you place the noun or how you can start
Yeah.
a sentence. And then I start saying it in English and I'm like, I fucking sound illiterate right now. Fuck. I swear, guys, in my head it makes sense. It
Yeah, we have
sounded
this.
way cooler.
It's the same in Spanish for us. Like the adjectives go at the end. So
Yeah.
in English you go the blue car. In Spanish you go el coche azul. So you'd use the azul being the adjective at the end. It's really confusing, especially for kids.
Yeah.
Kids have no idea. They're like, huh? They're like, ¿Qué está pasando? No entiendo qué está pasando. ¿Por qué estoy hablando aquí en como Chines? Fucking what? It's like, no, you're talking English, bruv, but you just do not understand the grammar. That's why our English system is pretty shocking. The only thing that they teach in Spain during the English class is literally the same fucking lessons up until you're 18, which is grammar, learning how to conjugate verbs, and it's just that over and over and over and over again. So,
but is it a required
same
class,
in
right?
England teaching French?
Yeah, it is.
Here, I mean, the English is not. The English lessons aren't great, but we grew up on a lot of like English shows and stuff with subtitles. So a lot of people, if they get into like nerdy culture, movie culture, they just learn English almost as their second language by the time they're 15, 16, maybe even earlier. My little sister like learned pretty good English by the time she was 12, and I was like, holy fuck, you speak as good as me. What the fuck?
Internet.
Probably because also we in the house speak English around her, like me and my brother. So she picks up on it. Especially when as adults you're trying to speak about something without the children trying to understanding what you're saying, either it being a surprise or saying a forbidden word that will get them riled up. And then she starts picking up upon it, and it's never went back since then.
It's like when you have a dog or a cat and you say the word treat and their ears just like, what? Treat? So you have to go TREAT. And then they're like, oh, I don't get it. I don't understand what this means.
And they start picking up on that too.
Yeah, they finally start picking up. Go, oh shit! How do we do this now? Okay, let's remove every vowel and just do the consonants, and we'll do a little dance as well to try and like reference what we're talking about. Trit, trit. Do we give them trit?
See, my cat doesn't necessarily respond to words, but she responds to the pitch of voice we use with her.
Yeah.
So if I speak like this, she won't understand me. If I go, baby, oh, and she immediately turns around. She knows I'm speaking to her. So that's very funny.
It's all about the pitch, though. That's why the names for like animals, they need to have a lot of like vowel sounds in them or something. I don't know what it is specifically, but they say like short names with like, it has to have that sort of cadence to it so that they pick it up, because otherwise they just won't acknowledge their name. They just like,
see Max, this is why this is how you need to name your NPCs. I am like a pet. You need to have vowels, 4-letter words.
I'm sorry, but
if a dog can't keep up with the NPC names, then we can't either.
Yo, I know people. I know people who are called these names. What are you saying? These are real names.
Korthak,
Korthak's not a name. Feline's a real name. Feline's a real name. I met someone who's a Feline.
All right, fine.
Korthak, no, that's made up. Diplor, that's just another word.
Okay, Diplor is easy. Diplor is easy.
Frey made that one.
Yeah.
Frederick, spelt incorrectly. You made that one.
It's not. It's a variation of the spelling. It's not Frederick.
When everyone like writes it in chat, everyone's like Frederick. And then
every time I cringe because I think of a tennis player.
There's no second E, bro. It's just Frederick.
Yeah. This is why I gave you really easy names for all the characters I wrote. You know, Mark, Frederick, Ben.
I appreciate that. Then I added so many NPCs that I don't remember the fuck their names are.
I forgot Ben's adopted mom's name. I need to look it. I think it starts with an S.
Frey, do you remember Fennell's parents' names?
No.
Okay, there we are.
Well, that makes me feel
not on the
better.
top of my head. They're noted down somewhere, but I don't.
Are they? Is it like Shelley and
and Clam?
Is his last name Chowder by any chance?
No, of course their last name's Del Mar.
Oh, of course, my bad.
Shelley Del Mar and Clam Del Mar. Happy family unit with their baby Finn. Oh, geez.
Simple name. A dog would remember it.
A dog would remember it. You're right, Frey. You're right. You know what? You've won.
Got it.
You've won in the naming NPCs. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
That's all
How
I
have
needed.
you found the NPC names in the Friday campaign, Max?
In the Friday campaign, I'll be honest, I don't remember a single fucking one.
How do you mean?
I'm telling you, I don't remember anything after the games. When I'm in it, I'm in it. Once I'm out of it, I don't remember anything. That's why this campaign chit chat is going to be pointless with me.
Lord.
But I remember a few, and they're all very Slavic in nature. So
yes,
when I'm saying them in a very British accent, I have to stop myself from going Vilnia or any of the names that you've written down. So
yeah. We have Vanya and we have Puck, which technically isn't a Slavic name.
I was very close to having my character in the Friday game have a Slavic accent. I was very close. But I thought
you should have done that.
I don't know. I was gonna play around with it. I was gonna watch a few videos of people talking because I didn't want to turn into Borat. Because that's my like go-to, like just like that sort of sounds. But that would be offending a whole nation, so I thought not.
Not to mention you're playing with 3 Islamic people.
So that's another reason why I thought I maybe don't do an accent and just stick to something a bit normal. For
Funny
me,
enough,
at least.
I think out of the 3 people there, I probably have the most noticeable accent. I might be wrong.
Shu is very American. No, wait, Sophie's very American accent, and Shu, they're kind of like on par with you, I'd say, in terms of like the accent. I can hear the hints, but for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Sophie's like proper American.
no, it's because most people who learn English in Serbian tend to go towards the American accent rather than British.
Okay.
Fun enough.
Yeah,
Unless you have
away from the British colonies. I get it.
no, just American
it's just
shows, man.
normal.
I think it comes a
American
bit
is supposed to
easier.
be easy. American's supposed to be easier to pronounce anyway than
Even though in school they like enforce British English,
Really?
fucking nobody gives a, yeah, they do. Like they never teach American English, it's only British English.
Is it
That's
like to do with Europe, like because you're within the
I
boundaries?
think it's because of the like some kind of standard. Like if you want to later go on and do the
Okay.
like Oxford proficiency tests
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So
That's quite
that's
surprising.
like
But that's quite surprising because the French have a really good grasp of English. Like they teach it to a decent standard, but they definitely speak American English, not British English, which is, I think a lot of them believe they're learning British English or they're teaching British English. Like I remember we had a Canadian English person come to speak, teach English, and she was convinced that she was speaking British English, and she was in denial that the British kids in her class were telling her that she was wrong.
I just love
yeah,
the
like
image of you going, excusez-moi, that is not English.
See, that's what our teachers thought too. Like most of the time, I had a better English accent than most of my teachers. They had a really heavy Slavic accent, but they wouldn't force like British English grammar, like the adding "you" to things, like colors are more whatever.
Really like pushing it.
And some like other like when I was preparing for my proficiency English test, it is British English, and some of the words I came across, I asked my then British friends, I was like, do you know what the fuck this means? They were like, bro, I have no fucking idea, I've never used that word in my entire life. And I'm like, what the fuck is this on my test then? What is this shit? Like very old sayings, like very outdated tests, I think. And so I'm like, just, what the fuck am I looking at? And then the listening test is the worst part because somehow it's like it's loud enough that you hear it, but also a bit too loud so you don't understand what they're saying over a very poor speaker. And there's like background noise as well of like buses passing by, and you're like, what the fuck? And I played some of that shit to my British friends, like, what the fuck are these people saying? I'm like, I don't know, man, this is your native language, not mine. So it's fucked, but I did well, so.
I always remember when I look back at like English class in Spain, a lot of them, they do their best, they try their best, they learn, the teachers themselves, they know what they're doing, but when they're trying to pronounce words, that's the funniest thing to me. Because I remember we had a tech class, which was kind of like your workshop, you learn tools, and it was in English for some fucking reason. And as we were doing it, he would like talk about tools, and he'd go, and this is a spanner, and he would say, and with this saw, you would cut into this mahogany. I was like, dude, you need help? He's just like really struggling. Can't say the word mahogany. And I was just like, you got this, it's mahogany. And he's like, no, that's not how you say it. I was like, yes, no. Mahogany. Yes, that's how you say it. And he's like, really? Mahogany? 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 I was like, yes, congratulations. You are worse at English than I am. I should have your job. Yes, I'm 15. Yeah, maybe we should talk about the campaign a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting things happening in both campaigns. Very tense right now, to be honest.
Yes. Yes. There's a lot going on. You had a bit of time of like relax ish in
Yeah,
both of
half a
them.
day.
Ish, yeah. Thing is, I get bored and I'm like, "Ugh, press the button. But no, sometimes it's just like it works out timing wise. What's
Mhm.
happening in the Sunday campaign, especially, like I was pretty much counting down when that interaction would take place, like these guys
Mhm.
coming in and like fucking everyone's day up. It just coincided with you guys arriving. But that is just the way that D&D is. You know, you got to be there for the moments. Otherwise, it's kind of like you're being told about them and it's like, whoa, what the hell? What do you mean it just happened?
Yeah.
So you guys getting to experience it's better than like hearing about it after the fact. So yeah, these guys are here. They're here to yeah.
Yoink, Ben and Hunter
Yoink.
apparently. And Cassie
Hunter.
was like, "Oh, they're gonna yoink Thorn as well." And I'm like, I don't think so, man.
No,
It
Like,
just sounds
Robbie.
like a competition. Like who's
My
the
character's
more?
important.
I was like, I don't think these guys work, at least not directly with Frederick and Siren. I think that's obvious, considering the "wow, you're still alive" comment.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I feel like if they were catched up with Frederick, they would very much know of Ben's existence and would be reminded of it on the daily.
the I sometimes look back at the sessions after having
uh-huh.
posted them and just to make sure that everything's all right with them. And sometimes I'll like skip through to moments that I remember. And then
Uh-huh.
I look back at the one that Frey did with Finale, where he tries to do the savior moment, and I was just thinking, oh no, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's gonna try and save Ben, but it's not gonna work.
That was so annoying.
The first time we see the ability in full play, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing. I was like, oh no.
And then I had an idea with how to use Cherry, and then that didn't work. It's like,
It was just
nothing,
L after
nothing went to
L.
plan.
Oh mate, I really felt for you because I was like, oh fuck, I can't go back. This is
Makes
it.
it
We're
more
in it.
dramatic, you know?
Oh, no, I find that fucking hilarious because as soon as I said it, you both went, "Oh shit, no."
I feel like in Ben's heart, he knew that you were trying to help.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Trying.
thanks, I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the thought, at least. However, you have fucked me. I am
Well,
not surrounded.
You were gonna be fucked anyway. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, true.
To be fair, I
Okay.
mean, the thought process is like, okay, I know I'm putting Ben right next to the guy. But also he was ranged. He was just using things at range. I'm like, great, if we just get on top of him, he's fucked.
Yo.
Do you know
on
what I
top of
thought
him.
you may have done? I
Uh-huh.
thought this would be a sick, like fucked up thing to do. But what if Fennell like just swapped you for like some random citizen, some random guy in the
Done
tavern?
that, which is the worst part. You could have. There were people there.
I could have.
I at first thought you were gonna swap places with Ben, like that
Yeah.
Fennell was gonna swap places with him.
Oh, I did consider the martyr angle. I also considered just a random passerby as well. But I thought, wait, I could just. There's more than one enemy. Why sacrifice?
Do you know what you could have done? Oh, it's bad to look back at it and go, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas because it happened. But imagine if you did Cherry. Imagine if you chose Cherry.
True.
Swap
yeah.
Cherry with them. Then it'd
But
be
she
right
wasn't
there.
out there. Yeah, she wasn't out.
Yeah.
I don't think Cherry would have liked if I'd done that to her.
Cherry, like,
I feel like she would because she'll
Yo,
be
what the
like, up and close and personal. Nom, 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 nom.
time to feed.
Yeah, we
Oh,
look
Jesus.
to figure out if we do.
That actually would have gone well because I wanted Cherry right up in their business.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dang it.
It was just
Yeah,
a kind of surprise encounter that you guys weren't prepared for. And there were things hinting to it, but because there are other things happening as well
Yeah.
that can allude to why there is like buzzing in the air and that sort of thing, it's like a red herring on a red herring. So
Yeah, because what I thought the buzzing I was hearing was the illusion that we were talking about. So I was like, oh, something is happening there, but it's like Kazuna's from another planet world. So she has some connection with divinity, maybe. So she's sensing them more than others. At first, I thought maybe because her son was gone for so long, she could like hear the sun, right? But no. And then I thought it was that, and then I was like, oh, okay. And like Vince we wasn't there for half of that conversation, so he didn't really know what was fucking going on. He just came back and saw that Fennel could do magic. So I'm like, oh, what the fuck? This man's gonna take my job too. What the shit? That was the one thing I had, and now he's coming for that too. No, it was a very cool way to show the new ability. What was the spell again?
It was just minor illusion.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a moment out of Fennel's got magic now. And yeah, just make it like an accident to describe, because that's how minor illusion is commonly used. So, yeah, make a nice moment out of it.
That was good. I liked it.
Nice.
I like the moment. I like the shock factor that you put into it. It's like, you can see the theatre kid acting. It kicked into overdrive. Whoa!
Oh, I was thinking that. Oh, I've got Mage Hand as well. It's like, I used the Force.
Gilgamesh is there, like, I am your father. Hello. Hello there. I said you looks like your daddy, but I am your daddy. Hello.
Yo, what the?
It's not possible.
Search your art. It's true. It's fucking true, mate.
Pulls up DNA.
I just have a permanent Mage Hand as my bionic hand.
Yeah, it's just there constantly, just fucking. It's see-through as well, so no one else sees it. Just like
now I'm picturing Rayman, the game character.
Oh yeah.
With his limbs are actually connected to him.
Preferably Fennel doesn't lose any of his limbs, please. No more.
Any in particular that you care to mention, Robbie?
His hands. The things he needs to survive. What do I know? Yeah.
I think he needs most of them to survive, but
I don't know. A lot of people survive without limbs.
Without his fins?
Well...
But then is he really a Triton if he doesn't have his fins?
Yeah.
As long as he's got his gill.
He'll just be Nell Del Mar.
Nell Del Mar.
No fin, just Nell. It's like it's like James Bond. It's like what Jack was saying, like the James Pond thing. Just like the name's Del Mar. No, the name's Del Mar. Fennel Del Mar. Does that mean Gilgamesh is Goldfinger? Or is he M?
Oh, don't know.
Interesting. Well, that's good. The governess is M.
Lord,
or is he Moneypenny?
I'm interested to see more of the governess, to be honest.
The governess is the Aston Martin.
Yeah. She's the Aston Martin. I feel like she's more like Q.
Yeah, she's like a mix of Q and M.
I love that I don't know anything about James Bond movies, by the way. I don't know what the fuck
making all of these references.
We're literally just saying letters.
You could have made up a name and I've been like, well, it makes sense to me. I don't know.
M. What about A and Z? Where the fuck are they in this?
Yeah, imagine if Robbie just starts like, what about P?
Jesus Christ.
Talking about Jesus Christ, should we... Robbie, do you want to do the thing?
I'll do it in 1 hour. I'll do a 1 hour mark. 1 hour.
Okay. I don't know how much you have prepared, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to.
There is 26 pages. However, not all of them. Some of them are for flair. Some of them are not. Like, I won't spend longer than maybe 2 seconds on them. So. Is
it gonna literally be like some people kissing or fucking, and it's just gonna be like that? It's gonna be subliminal messaging that you're trying to ingrain into our brains. It's gonna be like,
well, you'll see.
Follow us on Twitch.
You'll see.
It's just gonna be those like random moments just poking through.
Yeah. There's little things in the background.
Mhm.
You'll see. Uh,
Okay.
very
Interested.
interesting to see your reactions.
We'll have our eyes peeled.
You know what was the hardest thing? Finding the fucking pictures for everyone. And then at some point, I realized I didn't draw any of them, and you didn't send a picture, so I just put their name.
Which ones?
Surprisingly, we don't have a picture of Diplore.
Oh yeah, I've got a reference image that I have for him. Trying to send that to you now.
It's still fucking late, man. It's too late. What did we not have? We didn't have Maeve, which is also on there.
The thing is, a lot of these characters are so fucking weird that
I
trying to
couldn't
find a reference is impossible.
I got a bit lazy and I couldn't find the picture for Caspian because he was way too far up the channels.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't find one for Gildana. I was going to go into the metal map and take a picture, but you threw her out of the fucking window, so I couldn't take a picture of the token.
Yeah, I did throw out the window.
The governess, I didn't have a picture for her. Could have just put a random Triton lady, but that felt wrong.
Racist.
I feel like I couldn't do her justice. That's why I didn't put it there. It's a title, I guess, because it's not really her fucking name. And then I also didn't have a picture of Cherry, so I used the one emote that I made of Cherry screaming.
Very good.
So, but there are some. There are some.
Okay.
Lots.
We will look with
I took creative liberties with the Everlight, so.
All right. Do we? Oh fucking hell! I can already picture what this is going to be. Do we have to take notes? Is there going to be? You said question and answers at the end.
Yeah. If you have any notes at the end where you want to correct me and I want to cry because the one thing you say disproves everything. But it's just gonna be like rapid fire going through the slides, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
My body will be ready.
That's good, because mine isn't.
Frey is dying. Literally dying.
Yeah, but the title of it is Robbie's Completely Sane Stillheart's Theory Presentation.
Nice.
Thank you.
Sounds like a pleasant
Completely
ride.
sane.
Yeah, thank you.
Do I need to be like a certain height to be on this ride, or is it for all ages and heights?
Well,
I'm just going to assume I'm already the right
height. Frey, you're always the right height.
Yeah.
Yo.
Always and every time.
I feel like a third wheel.
I love that.
Of this.
We've never really addressed the like flirtation thing that Frey and I have. Like,
do we
so
need
random.
To?
No.
I just find it funny that like people joining at any point, they're going to be like, "There's so much tension here." Maybe this is all just me projecting. Maybe I'm just projecting.
Maybe
there isn't anything there.
Who knows?
But what I do know is I've met Frey IRL, and that.
And I've seen Max.
I need 124.
Jesus Christ, guys. Keep it for off stream.
Before the stream starts, you'll probably see Cassie and Stillhearts be slightly perturbed or angry. That's because whenever she joins the chat, there's always a bit of flirtatious banter that's going on.
Yeah.
And she hates that. Yep. So not that Cassie's like not always angry. She is. But especially at the beginning of sessions, when she's just woken up because she's in America. She sees us having fun. She hates that. And then, it's just a perfect soup that's been put together and brothed and boiled. And we all drink it up because it's great seeing Cassie rage. And then you have Leonie, who's like completely opposite coin, who's just completely chill. She's a vibe. Yeah. She's like, chill.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to bring up a question that we had last time. Since we have Frey now.
Actual question.
Yeah.
Actual questions.
Was there
fine.
like a character moment, character decision, either from Max's standpoint or the players, that kind of took you off guard, surprised you, like you didn't expect that character to make that decision or take that turn?
Any characters that have surprised me? I feel like there were moments that surprised me. I'm just trying to remember what
Mm.
jumps to mind.
The thing is, there's been a year of this. We are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
This is literally a year, like give or take a week.
Like for example,
we've been doing this.
yeah.
I wasn't expecting Ven to develop feelings for Fennel. That's not something I was expecting.
Really? Like
Yeah.
at which point though? Like at the beginning?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I didn't expect them to become that close either, but they just kind of became an
What
odd
was
pair.
the turning point?
Well, it was after the circus.
Well, I think it was after they talked to Caspian.
Yeah.
But before then, they already had like, didn't they share a room or something?
No,
Did that
no, no,
happen
that was
before?
after. That was after.
Okay, yeah, because it was on the ship where you said
Everyone had their rooms in the ship. I think it was.
But there was one
No,
night
we had,
where
like,
there was that
the-
awkward morning, kind of like someone was trying to sneak out of someone's room.
If we were trying to sneak past Snow Bear
Yes.
together.
Yes.
And they also went drinking the
Yeah.
same night after the whole thing happened.
Yeah, maybe that's how it started, because at that
Conversation.
point Fennel started to know things about Ven that nobody else knew.
Yeah. And then Ven
Seeing things.
did ask him to stay in his room after that because he didn't want to be
Mhm.
alone for the night.
That was
I think
it.
that was probably
That
it.
was it.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
Because he did tell him a bit, and that could have been just like it, you know, like Fennel that knew that one thing, but because he asked him to like, hey, can you keep me company? I think that was probably the turning point.
How does that feel like for you guys as players to like be like romancing each other? Because that's it now. You're in it. This is it for the next 3 years.
3 years? What?
Commitment shit. We gotta go back, Frey. We gotta go back. No,
Like, I'm not ready for a long-term commitment.
I mean, with my players as a DM, I get to do a lot of that, so I'm kind of like.
What are your players asking you to do?
Okay, listen
Max,
here.
you do a
It's
lot.
cute, wholesome RP moments, all right? Not freaky sex with gilfs, all right?
Wait a sec. Hold on, hold the phone. The only time I flirt is with Frey's characters.
No. In the previous campaign, I think we all had something going on with someone by the end.
I mean, it kind of happens though, right? Because you're with these people all the time. You're going through like life or death situations. You kind of have to trust each other and be close. And the trauma bonds you together. And then it either turns into really good friendships or something more. I don't know. I think for Ben, it was that Fennel was never pushy or like just trusted him, I guess. Never, yeah.
He's like a calm sea.
It's like the ocean.
Sailors love him.
Yeah, but I think that was it for me. I don't know about you, Frey.
Well, it's similar to what Fennel has said to Ven directly. It's that feeling of actually being close and trust and being trusted. I think that's kind of done it. So again, it would be around the same moment, really. Already you start to separate one person from the group, and yeah, just felt like a natural progression for the characters. So I've enjoyed it.
I think when I messaged you about it, I phrased it really bad because I think the way it came across to you at first was like that Ven doesn't want to stay friends with him, and I was like, no, the opposite, the opposite of that. If you remember that.
Vaguely. I remember you checking, running it by me first.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair enough.
Because
Can I
I was
romance
like,
you?
because I think I said something like, "Do you want them to stay friends?" And I thought that it was implied, "Do you want them to
no.
become more?" And you were like,
No,
"Yeah,
I
of
got
course
that.
I want them to stay friends. Like, unless Ben doesn't want to." But like, I don't know what happened. I was like, "Oh, no, that's not what I meant."
This is
It
like
was very
relationship
funny.
3D chess. This is insane.
It was very funny. At least in hindsight. In the moment,
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck, Robbie, you fucking dumbass! Communicate like a normal person."
So here's a question. This is projecting a little bit, but let's say like Fennell and Van happily married, but on the wedding day, who's each other's best like man? Who's like the
Oh.
one to be there for them, like their representative?
Oh.
Who's going to be the best? Like, there's going to be a fucking few more years worth of this shit, so you're probably going to find someone
I feel like
else.
they would ask Feline to officiate the wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
I don't know if I feel like Mark could be the ring bearer.
Okay.
I don't know.
Best man? Frick. I mean, this kind of works differently in Serbia, by the way. We don't have best mans. You get, essentially, the best man is kind of the godfather.
Okay.
Not,
Godfather.
like, yeah, like godfather, godmother.
Like make me an offer you can't refuse, like that sort of.
No. Like, you know, the how the I don't know what godfather and godmother, like what connotations that holds in English, but here
What?
it's more like a very close friend that basically at that point in the wedding becomes a part of the family. And usually they're the one to also, when you have kids, they're gonna be the one to like hold them during the christening and stuff.
Yeah. That translates over. That's fine.
Yeah. So something like that. So it's like very important. Does it have to be a best man? Best woman, maybe?
No, it could be best woman. It could be anyone. Object.
I feel like I don't know. I don't think they're particularly close to anyone right now.
Yeah, same. Could be Zuna.
Yeah. Zuna. She only understands Fennell.
Yep.
I don't know why I'm here.
Halfway through the ceremony, she's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
Well, hopefully by then we teach her common.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Sienna? For Ven's side, at least. Because they are kind of close to some degree. Fucking Discord and Melody.
Fennell's would be Celeste. I've already made
that
the
would be funny. That would be actually
the
she
hen
would
night,
throw a stick
bachelor.
stag do.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's time to
I
hunt.
don't know. That would be an interesting bachelorette party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're gonna say something,
who would be wearing white at the wedding? Both?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But who do I run in to like interject and say I object? Who would it be? Gil?
Frederick.
Frederick and Gil.
Both of them together. You know, they're both trying to move past each other. It's like, no me.
You have Frederick like pushing everyone with magic vines and shit. And then you have Gil who's disintegrating everyone as he runs past them. Get out of my way.
Jesus.
I object.
Interesting.
And then they trip and the governess makes it to the front.
Why not her? Make her like the best woman / man.
Yeah, maybe. Could be.
That's an interesting one.
Depending on how it goes with Hunter, maybe him.
Oh, good old Hunter.
No. Yeah.
He won't know who the fuck you are.
Well, we can always like try to fix it by then? I don't know. He's starting to remember things apparently.
He's starting to
So,
remember. He's starting to
uh,
believe.
cuddle session was that good. He just started remembering everything.
That booty's so fine. He's like, God damn, I gotta have that shit. I know I got memory loss, but god damn, remember that shit, bro. Come on, man. Come on.
Opens his journal, is just a picture of the butt underneath.
Massive cakes. It's just like those fucking birthday cards that open up with a 3D image. He's like,
Yo, what the hell?
oh.
I'm interested to find out if that book was always with him or if somebody planted that there.
Mm.
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 Max.
Do you want me to give you a tease?
Yeah, I like chamomile.
Okay, I think it's time for the PowerPoint presentation.
Oh yeah, it is the 1 hour mark. We need to play like what's that song?
Da, 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 da. I don't know.
No, the one that gets progressively like more chaotic. King of the Mountain or something like that. Like the classical one.
Oh, I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Fuck, hold on.
What am I preparing for this, Robbie? We didn't plan
It's
this.
this song. It's this. Yeah, I'm just gonna share my screen and then you need to put it up
All right.
on stream, I guess. It's this song. You know it for sure, for sure. Where do I send this? I'm gonna send in Sunday memes. Just so it's not an off topic randomly. Just skip to like 20 seconds and you'll know which song it is.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. That one. Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Nice.
Okay, how do I put this into present mode? Okay, yeah, maybe the present button. That would probably.
By the way, I don't know how I'm gonna share your fucking screen. I don't know how I can do that.
I shit.
How do I do that? We didn't think about this. Can you capture your screen through like a browser? Is there like a record live browser thing?
I think you can do that with you can do that with VOD Ninja.
I mean, that would mean I have to turn off my cam though, no?
No, I don't think so. It would just be opening another VOD Ninja. And then I can just drag all of us to the side or something.
Let me try to do it. Share screen with others. Make sure that's. Oh wait, shit. Hold on. Let me put it in present mode.
Shit. Oh shit.
There we go.
Oh
yeah, my camera's gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you can't see the insanity in my eyes now.
Can you open another video ninja? No.
I'm gonna try. Wait, hold on. Let's not. Wait, is it only sharing that? Okay, it is. Cool. You don't need to see my browser history.
No, I can't see anything. We can't even see the whole presentation.
Yeah, I know. It's because Max. Let me try. I don't know if it will work. Here's the. My camera's not turning on. I think it's because. Hold on. I have an idea. Hold on. Oh. That did not work. I don't think I can. I can try to share it on Discord, and if you
try the Discord. Try Discord, and we'll see if I can find some way to stream it there.
Share screen. We should really figure this out.
I can do window capture. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, Discord. I think that might work. So if I watch your thing.
Yeah.
Watch stream. Don't dox yourself.
I won't. I closed everything.
Now let's try. Oh, no. Wait, that kind of works.
You just need to like full screen the presentation, I guess.
I guess so. Let's see. Pop out. Okay, that's full screen.
Yeah, but you need to change the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not capture device. Window capture. Is it this one?
It is.
Right.
Hey.
So how do you wanna? I don't want it to cover our faces.
No, I'm
Oh,
okay.
well,
This is scuffed.
it is
Frey's
very
cringing.
Dying.
Frey's dying. He's cringing. Which one is this? Is this you? Oh no, that's nothing. All right. Right. We have Robbie. We have so-called Leonie.
Yeah.
Where do I need to put everyone, Robbie?
To the side, preferably.
Which side?
The one I'm on.
Okay.
It's still gonna block some of the stuff, but it's fine. I'll talk.
I can move as we go.
Yeah. We can stay on that side too. Never mind.
Right.
We're ready? Or it's wait, let me open up your stream so I can see your reactions.
Oh.
And myself.
I can hold on,
yes.
wait a sec. I can
Oh.
Yeah. I'll just there we are.
Ah, nice. There we go. You wanna crop the top as well, just so it's
Oh my god. Robbie.
Epic. Thanks, Ben.
Oh my god.
You got it. How do you guys feel about the title?
Robbie's completely sane, still hearts theory presentation. Okay.
I don't really believe the title.
Is this in Comic Sans?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
Fuck me.
It's not for the rest of it. I just wanted the title to be Comic Sans.
Can I also ask why theory has a capital T and nothing else? Completely same presentation.
The theory, the one and only.
The one and only.
There's no other theories. What's the gravity theory? That doesn't exist.
If there's more than one theory in this presentation.
It's all a convoluted mess, okay?
We're here to debunk the theories.
Please no.
We're only here for facts.
Alright. Well, you know. Lawson's... Yeah, never mind. Anyways, we're gonna go over the basics first. Go over the PC. This is only for Sunday, by the way, for those who don't know. But there will be some stuff from Tuesday campaign because it's all fucking connected, Max. God fucking damn it.
Hi, that's me.
Hi.
I didn't realize I was in this.
You're in the middle of this, man. What do you mean?
Oh, god damn.
Anyways, the characters! Yeah! We're gonna go over each one really quickly. Ven, Tiefling, ASMR / something, probably. Powers connected to voice? Singing? Maybe? I don't know. Not having a great time. 2 sentient shadows in his head at all times. At least 2 people want to kidnap him from as far as we know. Thorn, Were-Tiger, ASMR, Fae, person. Fucking crazy bloodline to have. Has an immortal god being in her head. That is a powerful summer fae. Special blood, ? Probably the most traumatized out of the group so far. Max is probably gonna change that. I don't know. Yet another ASMR. Wow, secret mom issues, not to be confused with mommy issues, 2 completely different things. Absolute MVP, love you Sienna, love you Leonie, and probably the most sane one out of the group. Thaddeus might argue that he is one, but nobody who holds a giant explosive gun can be sane. Anyways, Fennel, Triton Ambassador my ass, died at some point? Maybe, but he's back. Haunted by a cape that is sometimes a mommy. Had a nuclear bomb in his pocket the entire fucking time that we didn't know about. That's also a god. A part of a god? We don't know. And then Thadane, mindfuckery powers, professional detective and gun enjoyer, somehow got stuck with the rest of us and is paying us for that. And BFFs with a talking teddy bear. Completely sane and normal things to do. Now, what the fuck did these people have in common? I'm so glad you asked. Let me show you in this neat graph that I made, where everything is very...
Jesus Christ! What is this?
So, if you take a look, so we're gonna start off with the big things. Both of these motherfuckers died or went to some kind of fucking death realm 20 years ago. All three of these motherfuckers are Asimars, or at least half Asimars, or have Asimar blood in them. Both of these bitches lost their parents at least 15 to 20 years ago. Both of these have some ugly ass old bitch who is obsessed with them. Both parents worked as guards. Defies laws of time, apparently. Both are connected to Carthaean immortals, and worst enemies working together. Also, Thadane has mind powers, which is important, I swear. Coincidence?
Wait.
I think not.
Wait, what was the thing on the right? What the fuck
Don't
was
worry
that?
about that. Anyways, second category, the baddies, derogatory. We have, I'll talk about Gil later, don't worry, he has a special category now. He had to be moved.
Is that supposed to be Gil in the middle?
No, that's me.
Okay. Oh, you?
Yes. Every time you send a session title, that's me. That's the reaction I have. Did you see the inspiration for the Tuco?
Yeah, Tuco.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we have, firstly, Frederick, the evil wizard that used to be or is still part of an organization called the Soothsaying Nimbus. Obsessed with Ven, has mindfuckery powers.
Soothsaying's not wrong.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Anyways, canonically, 40-ish years old, but got split into clones, fragments, question mark, 20, question mark, years ago, question mark, and had a brother who got yoinked by an illithid. There's more to say about him, but we're not gonna be here for 2 hours. And then we have Siren, probably stinkier, evil scientist, question mark, that we know is a follower or like a representative of Everlight. Obsessed with mutations, combining things that should not be together. All this fucking time, apparently. I actually know fuck all about this guy. Share the lore, Cassie! Share the fucking lore! God damn it! I don't know anything! Anyways, what do these bastards have in common other than being ugly old bastards? Well, let me tell you, both are really powerful in their own ways. Both have a person they're obsessed with somehow. They're somehow special. Also, I'm just saying, I'm calling this now, Soothsaying Nimbus and Everlight have similar fucking qualities. Hear me out, guys! Hear me out, I'll explain! Off the rails theory, but hear me out. Fucking hell, I'm losing my voice already. What does the Everlight want to do? Consume everything in its light. What happens when there is light? Shadow! Where did Frederick's Soothsaying Nimbus experiments result in? Shadow creatures, Frankie, Cherry, probably Discord and Melody. Also, I'm calling it now, the Faceless are Everlight's minions too. Also, is Frederick's one of clones the fucking Freud of this universe because he wrote the Dream Theory, Max? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Fucking god.
He likes to fuck his mum.
No. Also, my boy. Frankie, we'll get you back, man, I swear.
Such a cursed image.
Look, man, I looked up Shadow Dog on Pinterest and that was the first thing.
Frankie, no.
Anyways, why are the Faceless the minions of Everlight? Why? I'm glad you asked. Fucking go to the next slide, you bitch. When Alicia went into the faceless ship a couple of sessions ago, what was it described as? Sterile, clean, light, with a star trapped inside. When Ven wherever the fuck he went, also touched the book, what was it described as? Sterile, light. Well, not the book, but like where he went. Inviting. And we know, we don't. That is the soothsaying Nimbus. What else was like this? The fucking Everlight, also derogatory. All of them want to shape the world they see fit, the way they see fit. Also, possible evidence. What the fuck? Why did my fucking Spotify stop? Anyways, possible evidence. It was hinted that Zuna, who is from outer space or another planet, got her planet conquered by the Everlight. Then she said that her son was yoinked. Not her son, but like the celestial body son. Who do we know yoinked stars? The Faceless, because he was in their ship. Also, Ven and Hunter are both hunted by soothsaying Nimbus. Was Hunter one of their experience? Saren is famous for combining two things into one, and Hunter is half tiefling and half dragonborn with memory issues. I'm just saying, more proof that they might be working together, as you can see in this night graph over here.
Are they kissing?
Maybe.
Tongue?
Anyways, of course. Back to these two for a second, and I'm just gonna say, what the fuck was Vinel doing back 20 years ago? Double agent, gambling addiction. I don't think many ambassadors have a gambling addiction, is all I'm gonna say. But they both died, okay? We went through this, or we're in a death realm-ish 20 years ago, whatever the fuck. Hidden from reality, almost. Fennel has more to do with time because he traveled 20 years into the future. But maybe, because Ven didn't, but maybe he did. What the fuck do I know? What happened 20 years ago? The big-ass tidal wave, the peak of a volcano, Ishvaki moving to the surface, which is also Carthaean immortal, apparently, I think, maybe. But I think something else might have happened, too, during all this shit. Also, side tangent and probably unimportant, the other deity that was mentioned next to the balance goddess, Kamara, was a minor deity of time. Who has time fucky-wucky powers? Fidel! Again, coincidence? I think not. They are gay! Anyways, kill bullshit, cause what the fuck, Max? What do you mean he wants to kill the rest of the fucking, what the fuck are they called? The syndicate, the crime syndicate. I was gonna say criminal syndicate, but that's not the
syndicate crime.
Yeah. Apparently, bro, well, we don't know if he was born with disintegration powers, but it's just something he has.
Maybe it's
you know.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Shut up. But also, I think something happened to him too 20 years ago. There was something that happened between him and Fennel that happened 20 years ago that might have pushed him down a darker, quote-unquote, path. Also, maybe working against Frederick and Siren in the long run? Maybe. Probably. I don't know. I actually need to learn more about this guy, but he's sus as fuck. I don't trust him, but he has surprising morals. Anyways, this was a late edition because this literally happened yesterday. Dreams and other related shit. All of these characters have something to do with the fucking dreamscape, and I think it's gonna be connected to the big shit of the campaign, because we know Frederick's consuming dream essence from brains that they're creating. We know Cherry can go into people's dreams. We know that now Diplor has something to do with fucking people's dreams. No. What the fuck is that guy up to in the 1,000 years he was alive? So Dane now has mind powers, but he's had them before, so I think Cherry just amplified them. And Helen has her feelings, fucking dream bullshit, I'm an empath, guys, thing. So, again, off the rails theory, but because we already know that some gods have gained their power, or people who have turned into gods gain their power just based on people's belief in them. And again, could be. Oh, and we know that dreams / collective mindscape, like in dreams, reality is distorted. And what is the soothsaying nimbus do? Where Frederick was a part of, distort reality and done into its own will. Could be related to that. Could be related to how Everlight could get into our world. I don't know. Theories I can't back up, but will say regardless. Soothsaying Nimbus must have had a huge incident based on something Frederick did, or based on Frederick's fragment memories that Ven saw. We know he had 2 friends, or some kind of fucked up family that he lost and couldn't protect from something. Who's to say they weren't working with the Awoken too, because the Everby would have benefited from the gods being gone, question mark, maybe, I don't know if they would also be gone. But who were those 2 people? Possibly very fucked up answer. Ven's biological parents. Why? Well, let me bring you back to discordant melody. Look at them. What did we say results from Soothsaying Nimbus experiments? Shadows. And Cherry recognized their sorry asses. What were Ven's parents described as in that fucking vision dream bullshit thing? A tiefling, male, or at least a horned humanoid, and a woman with a similar hair and white eyes. Look at the picture! You mean to tell me this is how the shadows that appear when Ven most needed them most look like? And they're literally named Melody and Discord! Like opposites, like balance, like the goddess that Ven is connected to! Max! Where does that leave us? I have no fucking idea.
Crying.
Why are they all working together? How is Gil involved? Does he just want money and power? Why is Thorn's bloodline being exterminated? How did Fennel get a piece of a fucking immortal elemental being in his pocket? Frey, explain yourself. Why are they coming after Hunter and Ven now? Especially Hunter. Bro wasn't really hiding. What the fuck is going on with Wrath? Is Ven an alien experiment? Maybe. Why are 3 out of 5 of us Asimars? What happened 20 years ago? Are we gonna have to kill the Everlight? Probably. Hopefully. What was Fennel's connection to Gale? Why is Sienna only now unlocking her memories she didn't know she had before? Why and how the fuck is Snowbear alive? Max! Anyways, that is all. Thank you for listening.
I loved it.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Oh wait, we have the suggestions bar from Matt.
Oh my god, it doesn't end.
Here is the relationship.
Hold on, wait a sec.
Ta-da!
Oh my god. But why is the left so convoluted?
Oh my
Because
god.
I know
what is
more of the
going on?
NPCs. You have a neat little reference point here. Hold on, I'll try to make the thing drop down. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Some I
Well-
wasn't sure about. See, for governess and Fennel, I put green for friends, platonic love, but then also it's complicated.
Who's the one on Fennel's top right that's both platonic love, friends, and acquaintance on good terms?
This is Zuna.
Oh, right, okay.
This is Feline, Korthai, Flora, Kilvin, Deplore. He doesn't have a picture. Caspian doesn't have a picture.
My god.
Yeah. Yeah, this took a while, guys.
This is insane, Robbie.
Yeah.
Can you upload this to like a Google Drive or something?
I can send the screenshot. Also, technically,
Is that meant to be the Triton Queen underneath the governess?
Yeah.
yes.
I love how my relationship with her is complicated.
Fucking no. For me, it's complicated.
I love how fucking Gil's the one who goes like from left to right. Just a
I
straight
also
line.
wrote just
Warm.
like 8 with question marks towards Siren and Frederick.
My
Maybe.
god.
And then we have Hank and Antonia question mark.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Where's the wait.
We're the twins.
Where are the twins? Where's
That's-
Mork and Corm?
They're not allowed in this
Let's
board.
shit sailing come
It would just be purple and orange, man, if they were here. We couldn't let them on.
I love how Snowbear's just like by himself. Just one
Nice.
little line. Yeah, one little line. Just like, hey.
Well, I was considering putting dislike from Thorn, but I wasn't sure if Thorn actually dislikes him or not.
What about romantic love?
Oh,
This is good.
I should have put also the secretary
Fucking
and
Antonia. Why'd you put a fucking question mark, Antonia and Hank, a romantic love? Fucking hell.
Hey, it happened last session. Don't look at me. They're like my artistic liberties with the Everlight.
Yes, yeah, I know what you're going with there.
Uh-huh.
Literally. Yeah. Stinky boy. Stinky.
Oh, we hate the Everlight in this house.
And you've got Wrath. Wrath is just a tiger fucking... You've changed the fucking tone.
I did actually just search up pink tiger and that was the first result.
Oh really? Okay. I think you just got a regular tiger and just bumped up the fucking magenta.
Pretty much. God. You are free to make adjustments to this if you think something is incorrect, but
I think this is perfect.
Thank you. At some point I gave up trying to put them as separate, so I put all of Ben's family as one. He loves them all the same, and they love
Frederick should be attached to them.
Ew. Why would he put fucking hate?
Hate, dislike, it's complicated. Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, for all of them I just put it's complicated.
Just shadow people, complications.
Yeah.
They almost need their own category.
Yeah. Everyone, there's like the kind of neutral parties, the families and close friends, the baddies, derogatory again, other baddies, and then Tuesday group.
This is just mental.
See how most lines are going to Everlight and Frederick?
I wonder why.
I wonder, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Ven has the most lines.
Look how many fucking lines going out of Ven. Jesus Christ.
So many on Fennel.
Love,
too.
hate, dislike.
No, nowhere near as much as Ven.
Romantic love. Where's the romantic? Oh, yeah, it's there. I see it. Platonic acquaintance. Yeah, there's an acquaintance.
It's also because there's like lines going like this for everyone for platonic. This goes boop, boop, boop.
How long does this take you to make?
An hour?
The whole thing? No, I mean the whole PowerPoint, the whole thing.
Oh, I don't know. I lost track of time. Thank you. Comments?
Comment, like, if we don't get a like for that, this is insane. What the hell? That'll be an injustice.
You want me to go back?
I was going to say,
I don't know what comments you want us to give.
If you think, I mean, I guess you can comment if you think it's right or not. Or
I think
wrong. Everything's right. I think everything's right. You're on the money.
Thank you. What's
no, it's very
wrong?
good.
What did I? Oh
no, I was just saying like downright wrong because it's like an insane person.
Oh.
But I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna encourage it.
Thank you.
Exactly. We push this.
This is only a bit of what I have in my mind. Other stuff, I'm like, that's too much of a reach. I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, I will say, not all of it is crackpot theories.
Yeah, I have a feeling that some are more true than the others.
Yes, and maybe the ones that you don't think are true at all are the true ones.
That'd be
at
great.
This point, man, I'm like blindfolded shooting at the bullseye, trying to figure out what's going on. Bahame. I have a feeling that at least the Melody and Discord things are true. Because that's too much to be a coincidence, a quinky dink.
Quinky dink.
Yeah.
When that stuff gets revealed, it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out.
The one I'm least secure about is like soothsaying Nimbus working with the Everlight. I don't know if they would be like necessarily worshipping him or anything. More like they might have connections because they're working with Siren or something, but they're described in very similar ways. Both the Faceless, the Soothsaying Nimbus, or whatever was the place where Ven was.
Mhm.
And fucking Everlight. So it's interesting.
Fucking Everlight. Son of a
Yep.
gun. Well, Robbie, this was amazing. Thank you
Thank
for putting this together.
Thank you. I
This
can
was
stop sharing my screen now.
this was excellent.
Boom, gone. Oh.
All right, now I gotta reverse.
Reverse.
Oh, what the fuck?
No.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. There we go. We're back. We're back.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know why it just spazzed out a little bit. No, that was excellent, Robbie. Thank you for doing that. Jesus Christ. I don't know how we'll ever top that ever. I just don't
I'm
know.
just gonna add on to it.
Robbie's just gonna have to do another one.
Another
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
in like a couple of
Next
months.
time I'm bringing like a cork board with like red string and like printed out pictures. It's not even gonna be a presentation. I'm just gonna be pointing to different pictures while
Yeah,
going
it's gonna be
on.
physical this time. Instead of messing around with the stream, Robbie's just gonna like wheel back,
Pull it
and then
up.
behind them is the board.
They start
Yeah.
pointing. And this, like the weatherman. Oh, that'd be great.
There's
No,
so
next-
many other. Yeah, go ahead.
Go on.
No, there's so like many little things. Because like technically speaking, if you're an Aasimar descendant, let's say, of specifically the main pantheon, it's essentially being half alien because they are aliens.
Or does that mean all aliens are gods?
Well,
I mean, they
Zulin
had
is
to get here
an
somehow.
alien.
And now they're legal aliens.
Shut the fuck up, Max. I know we're not commenting on American immigrant situation right now.
We need
Wait,
Sting up
where's
in
that
here.
one? I need to find this fucking meme.
We need Sting. He can bond us together.
Well, you mean to tell me this was Ven at birth? Or Sienna?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
The alien. Nah. That's crazy though. Obviously I don't have all the information like the rest of the group has from the previous campaign. I know you say sometimes they think they know, but they don't. It was just mentioned that one time.
They got no fucking clue. I know they don't.
That's the problem. Max knows exactly what we know.
And that's nothing.
But like you know stuff about Cherry and stuff that I don't know and all that.
I'll say so much shit, and you see so many people just like light up and go, "Oh my god, I know that from the first campaign that wasn't streamed."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, well, shut up. Don't say anything. You don't know this.
Yeah.
But it's fun because we didn't touch on a lot of like topics in that. It was kind of like 5 years. So for context for everyone who's watching, like we did a game which was off stream for about 5 years. It ran for 130 odd sessions. So we fleshed out a lot of the world, especially Calzeria. That's why we're focused on there more than anywhere else, because we're quite attached to it. But there are different like continents out there that haven't really been seen. So we've touched on elements of them. We've been to different planes in that campaign, but we never really like settled down. Like this is the first campaign where we've been in Les Ronces at all, for example, and like getting to see how that all works. But then having the knowledge of this continent, of this world, in comparison to Calzeria and how that functions, like you start piecing together how the world functions, because you've only had the one perspective. Now you have both as a player, so you kind of like can put the pieces to the puzzle together a bit better and find out what's going on. What the fuck is going on, man? Everything's going on. Everything's shit.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I try to pay attention, like piece it together, but sometimes it's like the little things that I miss.
Hey, look, it's hard. It's hard. And a lot of the times I'll be reaching. I'll be like, hey, look, this is possible. And I was like, the fuck? No way. I'm like, yeah, in my brain it works. So here we are. Everyone understands how magnets work. That's just a thing.
But you know what, like, caught my mind that you once said? It was not even a session, it was just us talking that kind of stayed in my brain. I made a mental note, like, that's a suspicious thing to say.
What was that?
We were talking about Van and how he was like in his childhood. I was trying to describe him being like a little odd. And you said, oh, like a little alien, with a little emphasis on that. And I was like, I mean, yeah.
Like an alien, Robbie? Like an alien? Like a
Yeah,
little alien?
yeah, like a little alien, like a little fucking ET.
Like a little alien? Well, there may be credibility to why I said that.
I know, that's why I
Maybe.
took a mental note of it. I was like, suspicious.
Thing is, the way that the campaign works, it's like slow rolling. Although I want to tell you and like reveal stuff, I gotta wait. And you guys
Yeah.
gotta wait. And that sometimes I'm like, I just want to say it. I just want it to be over with. So I'm gonna have to sit on this info for like a few years. Slowly trickle it out. But you know, like this is me. I'm burdened with glory. No. This is just pain. Life is pain. Knowledge is pain. I wish I didn't know.
Oh dear.
I should blank my mind and not write this down.
Well, you can like talk to Sophia and
they're probably gonna like tell you though.
No, they won't.
I'll just tell my girlfriend and she'll just be like, you're fucking mental.
Have you told her that you have almost killed a Frankie yet, huh?
I don't know if I have actually. I can't remember. So for context, Frey, she was the one who came up with the Frankie sort of like name concept. That they were like a shadow sausage dog. For context, she looked after a sausage dog for a while, whose name was Frankie. Kept sending photos. And I was like, yeah, I'm adding this.
Fair
I'm
enough.
adding this. It's in. Oh yeah.
Very cute, very sweet. Frey, do you have any crazy out there theories?
Crazy out there theories. Not really. I try and not think too hard about because that's a problem with doing one of Max's campaigns before and it lasting 5 years. Like you think
you go insane.
Theorize, you kind of go insane, and then it just sometimes it goes off in such a wildly different direction, and it's the shit you just don't expect, or it just takes too long. Yeah. Like take permafrost for example, this legendary weapon that we got really early on, and we didn't really find out what it was until like right at the end.
Yeah.
So
I'll sit on that forever.
So I'm just kind of along for the ride now more. It's just like, this will be fun, I know. But
I like relish in the crazy.
Yeah, I do too. Well, I just like the drama. I like things being hidden, and suddenly it's all revealed or twists and turns. I'm in it for the drama.
Give me that tea, sis. Give me that tea. I don't know why I keep wearing these. They have no fucking lens. For fuck's sake.
Entering his studious mode.
Well, I put them on for the presentation. I'm like, yeah, I'll keep wearing them. But no, why am I wearing them? I don't need to wear them.
You guys want me to send you the presentation?
Yes, please do.
Okay, hold on. How do
please
I send all this?
We'll
I can send you a link, or I can send like a PDF. What do you want? Link or PDF?
I don't know.
I'll just send a link. I'll send a link. I'll put it in off topic so everyone can see the crazy bullshit.
Insanity.
I'll just send the relationship part on its own. It deserves its own place in the chat.
Oh.
And then people can correct it if it's wrong.
I'll wait to see Cassie's reaction to that.
I should have put like freaking romantic love towards Snow Bear just to see if she would notice.
I think the two things I'm looking forward to finding out about most is how the fuck is Snow Bear alive? Who's brought Snow Bear back or back, just alive in the first place? And I feel like there's gonna be some shit about Sienna that we're waiting on.
Yeah, definitely.
I said this last time, but I'm with each one of your characters, I'm trying to go a different route to like showcase different elements of the world. I'm trying not to overlap. So each one of you is going to have like a weird sort of gimmick going on.
Oh dear.
Like the finale thing.
Weird to start with.
Hello, that's me. But with Fennel and the whole cloak, like glass mirror thing, like what are your thoughts on that, Freya? What do you think that is?
I don't know. Like when you described it as a red cloak and it was trying to get to me, it was flying around trying to get to me. The only thing I could picture was fucking Doctor Strange's cloak.
Same.
And after
I knew exactly that was going to be the comparison people would make as soon as I added it in. I was like,
I didn't want to say it. I was like, just.
But that throws me off because I don't think it's this friendly, quirky little cape just trying to be my friend. I think it's something much more sinister than that, especially when it's more of a mummy and it's like sewn mouth.
All I will say
trying to look like me.
I think it's a very specific reason why it's this.
Okay. Is it like backstory reason?
I think it's almost like an alternative reality of Fennel that is trying to take over in this realm. I think that's probably my leading theory on it.
I like the theory.
I kind of had. It's what I was going with like the Dorian Gray thing with his like, portrait thing where it's reflecting all the injuries and stuff. At first, I thought it was like some sort of like, I don't know, metaphor for not guilt, but like, you didn't age for 20 years and all of those who were close to you did. So it's like those years catching up back with him or something along those lines. But because it was an accident, he didn't choose to do that.
Did he not?
Didn't sound like it. He might have, but I don't see why. Because he did seem pretty confused about it. Doesn't know how it happened.
Frey's keeping very quiet.
Well,
anyways,
he likes the drama. He said he likes the drama.
Well, if it was a time thing, then it doesn't look like an old Fennel. That's the issue.
Yeah,
it looks like some weird mummified humanoid thing, and it's just during one of the bits, it was going over Fennel's reflection, like trying to be in the same space where Fennel's reflection was. Yeah. That's why I think it's trying to maybe take over Fennel.
To me, that was like it trying to say like, oh, you aren't meant to be this young type of thing. Like basically his age catching up to him, like I said, like his actual age. Well, not his actual age, because he didn't actually live for another 20 years.
There has been a little hint already that has been mentioned. I'm not going to say by who because I'll give too much away.
But like regarding the cape and the mummy, or
regarding the situation as a whole.
Yeah.
There was something mentioned already that kind of leads into the idea of something else. And
I mean, we know that Gil was somehow involved, no? Like, we know that Fennel said that he left him somewhere and didn't come back. I don't know. Could have been before the. Could have been. Because I do try to pay attention. It's just sometimes
there's a lot.
It's
not even that there's a lot. It's like,
where does it begin?
It will make sense once it revealed what that thing was, but maybe right now that doesn't seem like too much of a hint to me because I don't have the other context.
For sure, yeah, for sure. And there'll be things that the backstory will give away that you guys don't know about. So, like, for example, Ven's backstory, not everyone knows everything in that. But if I say
Yeah.
something that's pertaining to that, then you go, oh my God, that's linked. Whereas everyone else is going to go, that's a piece of the puzzle, but I literally don't know why.
I mean, there's still one thing that hasn't been mentioned yet at all. Like,
For who?
Van hasn't told anyone.
Oh yeah. That's quite a fair.
Huh?
Quite a fair.
I mean, yes, but mostly like
The singular one that, I
the
know which one you're
singular
talking about.
one.
Yeah.
Just mostly the Frederick stuff kind of had to come out early, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he was on our asses.
He loves ass. He loves ass and his mum. This is Freud.
This might be like morbid curiosity, but I'm very curious what would have happened if Ven did get yoinked by Frederick that one time.
It was close.
Yeah,
it was very close. Alternative reality of what could have happened, it would have been you being taken to their home.
Yeah.
Ven being taken to their home. And then the party scrambling to try and like get you out.
Yeah, probably.
That's kind of what I thought.
You
but
would
also,
have been learning the insides outs of like what he's doing fucking firsthand. He'll be monologuing for fucking days. He'll be relishing in it.
Jesus.
But as well, you might have been
guys,
fucking
maybe I should have
kidnapped.
Just kidding. But
I could so imagine him controlling you, putting you in certain clothes, making you do certain things, like dressing you up like a doll kind of thing. That would be really
very
creepy.
weird about it. The only thing that's stopping that, and it's been hinted at before, is that he can't really affect Ven.
Yeah, that was one of the things.
There's reasons why he put a ring on him. There was reasons why, like, there's been certain actions taken towards Ven that have left both Frederick kind of frightened and kind of like hesitant because there's a factor of unknown. And that's kind of like Ven's upper hand, is that chaotic element of, well, Frederick's sure. He's like a 9th level caster, like he can cast 9th level spells, whatever. But would he even fucking try it against Ven? And would it even work against them? Is another question. So,
I mean, Ven did throw himself. Like, that is the only reason why the party survived, because Ven fucking threw himself. Yeah, and then I guess he cried about it like a little bit. It's like, why are you crying? I almost fucking died. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's very interesting though, because I don't believe it's because I almost hurt Ven. Because like, okay, and the other previous 50 times you've done it, that don't count. So interesting.
He's a weird character, for sure. Frederick, good old Frederick. So in this campaign, we wanted for there to be an emphasis on the players and their backstories, and that's why most of the enemies that we see are related to the backstories of the characters. So you got Gilgamesh, you've got Frederick, and you've got Thiren, and maybe there's a few more that are being adding in as time goes on.
Hell, more.
I bet Snowbear's actually one of them, and we just don't realize it yet.
I've done it.
Could you imagine him at the end, just like, I was controlling everything?
The mastermind.
I am the mastermind. Just fucking,
we need to ask Jack if he ever played fucking Star Wars with Snowbear. Played the Sith Lord.
Oh no.
He's Palpatine. Yes. Do it.
Right.
Yeah,
and there's a little bit more time, but if it's alright with you two, I'm gonna head off.
All right, buddy.
That's okay. Go rest up, pal.
Thanks.
You need your beauty sleep.
Yeah.
Even though you're already so
need
good
you. We need you for Sunday. Otherwise.
Yeah, I'm hoping this passes overnight. I'm gonna have an early night.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks. Bye, guys. Thanks for this.
Take it easy.
Bye. Thank you for joining
Cheers.
us. Bye.
Don't forget to turn off your cam.
Will.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Just turns it off immediately.
Dies. Oh,
there it is.
There we are. Now it's just the two of us.
Hell yeah. The two DMs.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I am honestly very. I want to correct me if I'm wrong. When Ven was shown,
I will.
Okay. It's not about the spellings. It's when Ven was shown the visions of the clones.
Yes.
Different Fredericks. I keep calling them clones, but they're not. The last one that was kind of seen in the like hooded sneaking around. That was definitely a different Frederick. It wasn't the main one.
I think it's been alluded to that there are, I think, 5.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah. He's a different one. Cool.
Yeah, you've not met this other one. You've not. Well, you've not met the fucking psychiatrist one either, but.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him though. I've seen how he looks like. Also, I think that one, the one with the hood, looks most like the main Frederick, or at least was described to be in my head most similar to him. Sure. Well, the fucking psychologist is balding, so like, you know.
So there are 5, yeah.
Yeah.
2 of them are dead.
3 more to go. I mean, what? No, I don't think he's gonna kill the psychologist because I think he's more useful alive than dead.
I'm glad you think so.
And for like moral reasons.
Yeah. Morality is gray.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't think he would have killed Ryder.
That was a tough one.
If it weren't for what happened that day.
Yeah, for sure. You were out for blood that day. You were just like, that's it. I'm killing them all. And then it was the nicest guy. It's the nicest guy, keeping control.
You could say the same for Ven, and then his life got fucked over.
Yeah. But was it Ryder's fault? Was it his fault?
I'm not saying what he did was right, but
also, question for you. Can you name me the names of these people? Do you remember them? Do you remember what their names are?
Which people?
The pieces, the fragments, the clones.
Oh, Ricker, Ryder. God, what is the? It's something Knight. The doctor.
Professor.
I do have it with Professor Knight.
Eric
Nightoff.
There you go.
Yeah. I knew it had. It's interesting. The names they chose.
And then you have Frederick Sardoof.
It's interesting that he kept the first name but not the last name.
It is, isn't it?
What? Did he not want to be associated with it? Interesting, Max. Again. I keep notes. I try to pay attention. How? Well, I guess you can't say how accurate it is because that would be a spoiler. But were you at least surprised by some of the things I pieced together?
Some of the things you've already shared to me before. There were some other kind of like connections that you made that I was like, okay, whether they're correct or not, I'm not going to say. But I was like, interesting point of view. Interesting you're seeing it this way. Yeah, for sure. I'd say the elements of the Soothsaying Nimbus. I didn't think you'd go so hard in it, I'll be honest. That was like the main topic for like fucking 8 slides.
Yeah, mostly because of their connections to everything else.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Very fair. They are a very interesting society. There's a larger connection that you aren't too aware of yet. That I've said before, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off. but we're gonna
Yeah,
see. I'm messing
again,
around with some fucky elements in storytelling in an avenue that
I
is
can see that.
very volatile and player dependent. So I'm
Like, what,
really
based on our
trying.
choices or
Yeah, well, yeah. I've got an
Mhm.
eye. The thing is, when you're working with certain elements in storytelling, whether it is, for example, like timey wimey or
Mm.
anything that's along those lines, where it kind of destroys the structure of
Realities.
it destroys the structure of how a story is told because it means it's displaced or it's kind of like slightly reconfigured. And having it all connect together as well makes it a very difficult task. And I've set myself up for this failure,
Yeah,
but we're gonna see how it goes
I
because
think
I'm trying to go weird with it.
the biggest thing that will help me is knowing the chronological order of
Mm.
events, like with Ven stuff
Oh
mostly.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like knowing when was the Frederick breakdown into multiple things, being kicked out, when compared to that was Ven's birth
Hmm.
and the thing that happened to him. I'm assuming it's around the same time, 20-ish years ago. Um,
Well, the when you as Ven went into the dreams and kind of like look back at the first memories that you had, that
yeah.
was like the chance to see more fragments and piece more things together. And which you did, you found more info. But there was also some other things that you could have found. But again, it's like
Yeah.
looking through the lens of a baby, like how much are you actually going to perceive and how much is going to make sense. So it's,
Considering they don't like what gain most of their senses until a week old or
yeah,
something.
exactly.
Did we agree on upon of how old he was when he separated? Like a year old?
When
His
he
parents?
landed at the feet of his adopted parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wrote it in the backstory.
Yeah, he was like a 1-year old essentially.
Yeah, he was still like a baby pretty much, but yeah,
Yeah. Hmm. And Mark was a newborn.
something.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. I
Hmm.
mean, it doesn't. What the fuck? Why do people just keep leaving babies at their doorstep?
At one specific doorstep. Why is that?
Mm,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Well, I think in the backstory it wasn't written down that he was left at their doorstep. I think it was they found him or adopted him when he was about
I
4
just
years
made it
old. But
so. Yeah,
you made it so.
I took the
I would find
executive
it
decision.
very funny that if like Ven brought in Mark for the first time and the parents were like fucking again, what the fuck?
Well, the reason I did that
Uh-huh.
to change the element of Ven was to give the adopted parents, more
Mhm.
agency and more involvement, having them be almost more tied to Ven's origin rather than just being stumbled across. So I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
that would be more kind of close to home, and it makes more sense, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I'm very interested to finally get to see the parents and Mark too. That'll be very interesting. I want to see how the party will react or like
mm,
interact with Mark.
yeah, yeah. Mark's
These are
not gonna like
people.
Thorn.
You know what's funny? Cassie's been telling me like, "Oh, Thorn's actually great with kids. Like, I feel like she would be best friends with Mark." I'm like, first of all, that place is taken. Second of all,
Pulls out a
um,
knife, bitch.
Mark's not really the like into swords and fights guy, so. And then I mentioned the bug thing, and she was like,
Mm,
"Oh, changing
yuck.
my mind now."
Oh,
I imagine
it's
being like a parent that young and then your kid brings in like a handful of bugs in your bed at like 7 a.m. Fucking hell.
yeah.
You're gonna have to grow to like them whether you like it or not, because they're gonna be there.
They're gonna get the slipper for sure. Yeah,
Yo.
the chancla. No,
Which
we don't
fun
condone
fact,
violence.
that's an actual thing that happened in my childhood.
Lovely.
My brother like collected while we were at a village house, like a bunch of grasshoppers in a jar and brought it home to keep them as pets, but he left it open in our parents' bedroom.
And
And
they all
they came
escaped.
back home
Oh.
to their bedroom filled with grasshoppers.
I bet when they didn't find all of them, did they? And then at night it would just hear just the sound they make as they just vibing.
Probably, yeah. I think they all left at one point, but there was times I don't know if this is happens in Spain or where you are from, but we would be on the third story of the house, and this big of a fucking grasshopper would get in through the window,
And you
like the
just think,
big
how the
chunky
fuck did
green
you get
ones.
up here?
Yeah, like first of all, why the fuck are you here, bro? Like,
Yeah.
what led you here, man?
He's stealing your fucking socks. That's what it is. He's there to steal your socks.
Was fucking strong enough to do it, apparently. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Crazy. When you live in the buttfuck middle of nowhere and that shit happens, man. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, since Frey is not here, we can also chat about Tuesday.
Very true. Very true. I'm very interested to see how Gil is fleshed out with this group instead.
Yeah.
Because of just how the dynamics are. In the way that I see the two campaigns, it's kind of a bit odd because I wouldn't say they're directly this, but they kind of are in this general vibe where Still Hearts is more kind of your hero, sort of like a bit more kind of like less gray and more like neutral and good. Whereas you've got Threads of Chaos, even though all of them aren't this way either, but it's leaning more to kind of the more darker side.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more chaotic, as per the name.
Very funny because Alicia is very like good
Still
aligned.
Hearts. Yeah. It's just interesting to see like how NPCs will interact with the groups differently. So we see different sides of them because of that, and different ways of how the world is interacted, and etc. etc. So yeah, I really enjoy having the juxtaposition.
I was really surprised with Gil's characterization. I didn't think he would be honestly that chill.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was gonna try to be very intimidating towards the party, and he does do that sometimes.
Like use his
power
or something as leverage.
But I feel like he's gained such a status at this point that he doesn't even need to try to be intimidating with people who know who he is. Like, he can just be there, and his presence is intimidating because of his reputation.
As we've seen in Still Hearts, like the people who were hired by him, they said his name and then they fucking die the next day.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah. But you know, like that it's building that mysticism. So one element
helping
of the
his branding.
yeah, exactly. Even Fennell was writing like "fuck you, Gil" or something.
No, it was he wrote "it was Gil."
It was Gil. That was it.
Yeah.
As a middle finger to him.
Yeah, to like expose him because he said he didn't want to be known.
Yeah. But like seeing that mysticism from one end of like the spectrum, so in Still Hearts, and then you actually see the behind the scenes in Threads of Chaos. And all I'll say is like Gil is one of these characters that they have. There's a switch. There's a switch. He's not like a good guy. He's a bit psychotic, but he has his code. And if the wrong thing happens or the wrong series of events, or he becomes like compromised for some reason, he'll just flick a switch and then that'll be it. He's happy to cut ties. He's happy to just kind of straight up murder out of nowhere. So it's kind of because he can, and as you pointed out, like playing God, even though he says it's not that. It's if I were playing God, then why would I not save everyone who I've affected? Why would I not help this woman here, Morgana, who is dying in her last minutes of breath?
Well, not all gods are good, are they?
Exactly. He's not a good guy at all.
No, but I mean, when Alicia said you would be playing God, he meant more like you are deciding.
Yeah, you're making someone else's.
Dies.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and like to Van, maybe he wouldn't have that mindset, but Alicia is very like he will help the party in a fight, but I don't think he'll ever be the one to do the finishing blow. He doesn't
Yeah.
think it's right for him to do so. Uh, one is a cleric, secondly as a doctor, thirdly as a person. He's
Mm-hmm.
very new to adventuring, and killing people isn't something like I think he's ready to do.
Yeah. I think in the world of D&D, you can normalize killing a lot. It can be as easy as breathing because you got murder hobos, you got whatever, right? You're in a world where
I
it's
kill the
dangerous.
bad guy,
Yeah,
you
you're
know.
collecting weapons and you're using weapons as a part of your toolkit and you're casting dangerous spells, and it's so easy to kill people and not like think after the fact of the ramifications of it. And I think
Yeah.
we've been quite careful with that. A lot of the time when we're doing like combat encounters, most of the encounters that we've had in both campaigns is you are trying to kill monsters, or there is an element of it's okay to kill these things because they are dangerous and they are trying to kill you. But when it's fight or flight and you're in a position where actual sentience and people can actually have a conversation and avoid a fight altogether, that's the juicy part that I like. I like seeing the interdynamics of, look, we don't like each other, but we don't have to kill each other. We can, this world is big enough where we can be on one side and you can be on the other and not talk to each other and not have to go through this ordeal where one of us will come out on top. And that's
Yeah.
not to say that both of us may fucking die, because that is still very possible. Because death is still like a finality in the world, even though you have revives and resurrection spells. I've made it quite challenging to be able to revive people altogether, because you do have a god of death, you have an
Yeah.
emissary of death, and these people will take your soul unless you try and fight, unless you try to like say no, I haven't finished my,
Not my time.
it's not my time yet. And sometimes that's not enough. It's like, well, you had your moment and you didn't take the most out of it. That's it. That's your
Yeah.
chance. So that's just how life is sometimes. And well, I like to try and add that in, and I add that little bit of philosophy in there
It'll be
where,
interesting.
hmm,
Yeah, go on, finish,
no,
sorry.
keep going, keep going, keep going.
No, it'll be interesting because I feel like it will be a conflict at one point for the Tuesday campaign. Because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Alicia will be against killing somebody, while the party will be kind of like, you know, they're dangerous. They probably should die. I think
Mm-hmm.
Cal might be on the fence about some things, but he's never like the one to like. I mean, as far as I've seen, he's never the one to back up either side, or like be the one who is the other side. He'll like either just join up with someone who he thinks is right, or with the majority.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Ulrin. But I feel like he also has that like they are too dangerous to be kept alive, or they deserved it. Because I want to play into the aspect of Elisa of like he knows that Morgana is technically not a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still willing to
Try.
help her
Yeah.
because you know that's your job as a doctor. You don't get to pick and choose. You have to help people regardless of who they are. I
Yeah.
think there will be some moments where he'll
Confrontation.
like turn around, you know, have
Time to do
deniability.
this. Yeah.
No, like the I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna turn around, you know, have
Okay.
deniability. Not gonna like if he knew what was happening with Van and Frederick, he wouldn't fucking heal Frederick. He'd be like, you all hear something?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Was that the
Well, it
wind?
must have been the wind, yeah.
Mm,
Oh, it kind of smells, huh?
there's a bit of a breeze in here. Is that burning? I smell. Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
marshmallows.
I think I think it's an interesting topic to have, like to discuss, because in the Tuesday campaign, as you pointed out, a lot of people are probably on the idea of, yeah, we're happy to kill like humanoids, like people who have thought and sentience that aren't necessarily evil. We've not had that yet. Like even before you arrived, we've not had any sort of like humanoid combat where you're fighting bandits or you're fighting guards or nothing yet. We've had that small instance against the Goliath, and that's really been the only sort of like confrontation against another person. Everything else has been monsters. So now, with what's coming up next, in Tuesday campaign, where you're going to be preparing to fight these demons, it's a town. It's a flourishing town where there are settlements and people like living their lives normally. And you guys are going to have to try and navigate your way around that to try and get the
Yeah,
job done.
avoid civilian death and stuff.
Avoid like crossfire. They may also have infiltrated garrisons and have influenced people to back them. So you're also going to maybe be fighting guards and people who
Yeah.
maybe don't know
Also,
the truth and stuff, you know?
I
So,
love that Alicia and me, Robbie, has still no fucking clue what we're doing. Like, I have very little information about these demons, what they're doing in the city. Like, I found out most of the information last session because nobody's told me shit.
yeah.
So that's we talked about it a bit today. Like, Alicia is still very skeptical of both sides, of any sides.
For sure, yeah.
Like, he's very I don't know if the right word is naive, but maybe inexperienced
Mm-hmm.
in how the
Young.
real world works, like the outside world works out of his small bubble.
Yeah. He's still young,
Uh,
so you can
yeah,
lean into
probably
that element of it.
of the group.
It's kind of
And
like the not having to make a tough decision in their life. Like, when you're growing
well,
up as a parent, sometimes you shelter your kids from things. Like if you have a pet, for example, and the pet passes away, you try and like make it an easier progression for the kids. Whereas
yeah,
as the parent, you're probably the one putting them down and having to go through the process, and
I
you don't
probably
have time to
agree.
grieve as a
Yeah,
parent and stuff. But for sure,
I
so
mean, it's also it's not like blind optimism, but I feel like we make plan work
mhm,
when in reality things get a bit more complicated. But again, I think he has some more wisdom than most people his age don't. I mean, he's been close to death before a
yeah.
couple of times at a very young age, and not many people go through that, and that kind of changes you and how you think, and how you act. He's very different from Ven in that aspect because I feel like again, Alicia's very upfront. He doesn't try to people
Assertive.
please. Yeah, he a bit of it comes from him not having the best social skills with people and like stuff like that. Like he knows how to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
Uh but he was very upfront with Gil who could have fucking snapped his fingers and have him gone.
Yeah.
Um but it ended up earning him respect, so
I've just fucking thought of this earlier today, actually.
huh.
Um, the fact that you've had in both campaigns, technically, a character who has been friendly to the party and can like do shit with their hands. It's two characters, one
Wait,
in
this
each. You got Caspian who can
uh-huh.
like stop all magic,
Oh yeah.
and then you've got Gil who can just disintegrate anything.
I mean technically we also have Zuna, if you think
And
about it. Yeah.
Zuna can't speak common. Yeah, we have it
Yeah.
all. Fucking
Yeah.
funny.
It's gonna be very interesting dynamic because I don't think Alicia likes Gil.
Hmm.
I don't think he agrees with him on many points, but I think he has a sort of understanding, and I think a part of him, not that he feels bad, but I think he is starting to wish that Gil saw the world in a different light.
Hmm. It's kind of like the question of what they would be if they experienced something else. What
Yeah.
would this person? This person is possible of greatness, yet they have been affected by X, and now they have become the worst part imaginable. Like in an alternative reality, which is possible in this world. In the last campaign, we've done like other multiverse sort of like shenanigans. There's a place called the BIDA, and their whole purpose is to make sure that they don't overlap. So like
Mm.
you don't get people from another world overlapping into another one, and that just causes anomalies to take place, and like the fabric of reality just starts tearing apart.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun for hijinks and one shots.
Yeah.
Because you can make whatever, but also you can explore this sort of what if scenario of what if, I don't know, what if Frederick never turned that way towards Ven? What if they were just friends and
Yeah.
they kept learning off each other and became better? Like all of this sliding doors is, for me, the most important part about D&D is every moment that you have, every minute of every session is important because it defines how the future of that campaign is going to go for everyone. It's not just one person like dictating how their story is going to turn out. It's everyone at the table. And then for us in this medium that we're doing, where we have another campaign and we're kind of doing legacy campaigns moving forward, and it has this large overarching sort of domino effect that gets seen everywhere. And
Yeah.
I just love like adding extra bits into my notes and go, well, now this has snowballed into something else, and this was caused by X character, and now their effects have done this, and meaning that whatever is taking place. It's really fun to see, and
Yeah, I
I
mean,
love
the
that
most
element.
best example I can think of is us revealing or exposing the Church of Avandra in Alex Shear, because
Yeah,
that had a very big trickle effect of what
I've been.
was just investigating Kiv's case and trying to get
Mm-hmm,
her out of it. That trickled down to uh one, the fucking beholder thing opening up and
mm-hmm,
the fucking hole to whatever dimension that was that we know Ven was in at some point before. And then it also turned into Trust Villar's original structure kind of falling apart because yeah, they lost their high priest and resulted in Silas coming there. So that's gonna be a neat surprise for when
mm-hmm.
and if Alicia comes back.
It's all a domino effect, and it all
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense as well.
yeah.
It all just carries over. I've been sitting on the reveal of the priest being dead for the last few years. Um,
Holy.
so they were always this faceless entity who
But
was
how
just trying to.
long?
How long? Well, quite
If
a
you're
long
allowed to.
fucking time. Um,
It's
so
gotta be over 20 years, right?
to give you backstory on the faceless character,
Uh-huh.
um,
Character.
so
Like,
this person, this entity that kind of shapeshifts into the person and becomes them, they have been around in the first campaign as well. They were almost a lesser villain to some degree,
mhm,
and they were impersonating a priest of Corellon at the time,
mm,
um, Nerden Strider, a character who was implemented very early on and was found out to be a cohort of the Awoken. So this
mhm.
isn't the first time that the Faceless has become some other priest in that circle. So they have like specifically tried to target these influential high priests and take over their place and try to disrupt the flow. Because the whole thing that the Awoken's about is to take down the divinity, the kind of hierarchy of power.
Yeah.
So they were on the run because the Awoken were dismantled by the last party. And where else to run than back where they kind of started, underneath the nose of divinity once again? Because who would look around the second time in the same place? So
Interesting
not
that they
only,
still held a connection to the Awoken after all those years.
well, the Awoken's been going around for 1,000 years, so 20 years for them isn't much. It all started
Yeah.
with Andrix in the very
Yeah.
beginning. So
I thought that the Faceless were like multiple entities, not just the one.
no. So from what you learnt in
So we
Tuesday
killed them then.
campaign, no, you didn't kill the faceless.
Okay, okay.
The faceless entity is still alive.
Mm,
Um, but from the Tuesday campaign, you learned that in that ship where the sun, the star, was being
yeah.
used as a power source, that was manned by um, a race known as skin grafters.
They're
And
very
they were
similar.
these very similar, very similar. However, the skin grafters, what
Oh.
they do is they almost remove the innards and wear the host as a skin.
Oh, I thought that was what
They
was
were the
happening with the
faceless.
priest too.
No, so what happened with the priest is that they get consumed and the entire body of this faceless figure becomes that kind of like warped, like jagged teeth. You see it's just
So kind of
gnarly.
like the illicit almost.
Well, the kind of in a way that
Except they
they
don't change appearance.
replace them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the illithid sucks the mind, and if the mind is strong enough, they may gain some sort of self consciousness. Because for the most part, illithids are just creatures of the Underdark. They're just kind of like leeches, and they'll just
Are they? I thought they were
for the
aliens.
some parts. I've changed some elements, so
Got you.
but in this world, they're almost like these parasites, these parasitic
I mean,
almost hosts and stuff.
yeah.
So
So
they
then it would
will
be the
consume minds.
skin grafters actually who might be working with the Everlight, not the faceless. That was my bad. I thought they were the same thing.
Could be similar though. It's not too
I mean,
dissimilar. Like to think that how many creatures out there do that thing, you know? It could
yeah,
be the case.
but it's
So you
not the
may be onto something.
same.
No.
They might be from because we know the faceless is not of this world. They arrived at some point. I might be
Unsure.
wrong.
I don't think that's been confirmed.
Yeah, but they all seem very like alien parasites to me, or at least not of the surface.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
we know the skin grafters are like 100% alien because they came.
Yeah, they're from another world. Yeah. Came down in a bubble, dog.
For them, I truly do believe that they are under Everlight because of the whole sun thing, aka star thing. Or
Yeah.
at least part of that bigger picture that is consuming worlds and stuff. Which Nebula and Alicio no likey.
It was when you created the character of Alicio and you brought in the fact of Nebula, I was like, damn, this fits in very well. Especially with how you wrote down the backstory, I was like, I know exactly where this is going. This is
Of like
slotting in
Nebula
perfectly.
or
The concept of
Alicio?
Nebula and what you brought with Nebula in terms of it was like missing children or something along those lines. Like when she arrived, when she was awoken, when
she was.
Alicio kind of like brought her out into the world, she was like, I can't feel anything. It's all changed.
She couldn't feel any of her previous
Exactly.
followers. Did I tell you the whole like shooting stars thing?
Maybe I can't remember.
It was mostly an idea for a story with Alicio that when Nebula was gone, all of her Asimar children or whatever it was, what was it, like clerics or followers, they would spend time with her in the sky because she was, breaking the rules of like interacting with mortals more than she should. And after she was gone, they lost all of her influence because she was basically locked away from the rest of them, and they fell. And therefore, the myth of shooting stars being them.
I remember now. Yeah, I remember the imagery that you provided for that. It was very good.
I did.
I think so.
I might have.
You drew a few like concept elements that you sent before, because Nebula was a concept that you already had in mind before the campaign even started.
Yeah.
Before you joined.
So.
And I remember
did change
you
up
sending some stuff.
some things.
Yeah.
Because I think originally the idea was maybe that Alicia is becoming an Asimar, but I was like, there's so much already in this fucking backstory. I don't want to put more on Max. I don't know how that would work.
Do you really want to be an Asimar after hearing that Ven is perhaps an Asimar as well?
I mean,
double Asimar.
I don't really mind.
How do you say Asimar? Is it Asimar?
I mean,
Asima,
some people call it ASMR, ASMR. I don't know.
asymmetric. I got no idea.
ASMR.
Asymmetric.
No, but it would be like he's actively turning into one, not
Because of her
because he's
influence.
yeah, because of her influence,
Yeah,
essentially, not
I
because
get it.
he's like by blood.
Yeah.
Her. My question is, why the fuck was she in the River Blue household? How did she find herself there? That's like the one thing where I'm like, that's up to the DM. Why was
Mm-hmm.
she there? Why did nobody like? If they wanted to hide it, they wouldn't leave it on open fucking shelf. Especially
Right.
with their fucking 5-year-old trying to climb it constantly.
Mhm.
So I'm interested. Oh, I actually don't know if I can say this on stream.
Oh.
Because that's not been revealed yet about
Okay.
Alicio. I'm gonna text you and you can answer. It's regarding Gil.
Jesus.
You said that when he shook Alicio's hand, he essentially saw most of his like physical body experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
trauma the body has received. Reading? Yes. Yes. That was instant. That's exactly what I was
mm,
referring to as well in the description.
yeah, I was wondering. I kind of
Because
got the feeling that yeah, but
every element he could understand. So
mm,
he's a doctor.
interesting.
He's a
Interesting.
chiropractor. He fixes backs. Backache.
What? Yeah, backache, totally.
That's why
It's
he
interesting.
swims,
I
so he can like
wonder if
loosen his
it'll
joints.
ever get revealed. It'll be funny if it doesn't. Well, it
It's
probably
it's
will.
it's one of those things where it doesn't really like in the grand scheme of things. It's important to his character, but I think it
Yeah.
not mattering is a better thing to say.
Yeah.
You
To
know?
most people, but I feel like as
Yeah.
soon as his family is involved, that thing will be
Sure.
revealed.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Because there's certain keywords, isn't there?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It'll be very funny to see everyone's reaction.
Being vague on stream, no one knows.
Yeah. Anyways, let's
Talk
steer away from being
about something we
vague.
can talk about. I have no segue.
Man, next session better be named "When Can Catch a Break."
It's going to be
Part
called Wait.
70.
I'm just giving you that now
Oh no.
because it's the classic John Bernthal. Wait. I can't remember what that's from. What is that from?
I don't know.
I know it's from a
I just
film, but I just don't remember what
I feel
film.
like the other quote for that session would be, "Why are you running?
Why
Why
are
are
you
you
running?
running?"
Why are you running? Ah! It's just scream.
Okay, do you want to know a small thing? Don't tell the others; they're gonna kill me.
Hold on, yeah.
I
Don't tell the others. Tell everyone else
Yeah,
watching the
cover your
video.
ears, cover your ears, whoever's
Earmuffs.
watching. No. It's nothing character related. It's more like a Robbie thing. I'm a part of me, a
Oh, it's
small
from
part of
Punisher.
me. It is nice.
I thought
Part
it
of me
was, but I wasn't sure.
kind of wants meant to get taken because I want to get the lore, and I'm assuming if he gets taken, he will get lore.
But does Robbie want the
Uh,
full Liam Neeson taken though? Do you want that element
what?
of taken? The Liam Neeson, I have a very particular set of skills, and I will find you. Is this
I
what you
don't
want?
know.
Maybe Fennell can do this part. Maybe he can play Liam Neeson.
To the kidnappers?
Yeah. Just get a sending stone on, and he's got 25 words, and he has to say, "I'm a very particular man with gills and fins, and I'm going to find you and kill." And it ends. That would be great.
That would be very funny. It would be interesting to see how Fennell would react if Ven did get taken. Because so far, in very serious situations, he's just kind of been very level-headed.
Mm-hmm. He's he started to open up a bit more, for
Yeah.
sure. And I think the conversation that happened, this is referring to Still Hearts, with Feline / Enilef, that was quite eye-opening for the two of you, because you then...
Well, I don't know jack shit.
No, I know, but like being able to see the struggles that each one of you had, I think that says a lot to the characters, because you can say stuff and you can hear it, or you don't hear it and you miss it. But to go through that sort of like gauntlet where both of you went to the fucking realm of madness and then returned back, it's just elements like that that kind of solidify a sort of bond between characters. Ride or die. Very Thelma and Louise. We're in it to the end. You and me, buddy.
Like, we're in too deep now. Might as well fucking get married, you know? Can't worry about taxes.
Projecting.
Hey, listen, just because I want to marry my friends, if we're all single by the time we're 30 to avoid taxes, doesn't mean that's why Ben's doing it.
Wow. When's this harem starting? This is new
10
to
more
me.
years, bro.
10 more years. Okay, add it to the calendar. Add it to the calendar.
Wait,
we may still be doing this in 10 years. We never know.
It was mostly my 2 girl best friends, but
oh.
Sure, you're invited, Max.
Oh, great. Yeah, I love being a third wheel.
Well, 4th.
Then it's actually a car, so that works.
Yeah, you got it.
Better than a wagon, for sure. What? Oh, a wagon's only got 1. Does it?
But they got 2.
They have 2-wheel wagons. Can I be a horse?
1 work? Sure.
Okay.
Sure, buddy.
Thanks.
Why not?
I'll be pulling the wagon. I'll be pulling the 3-wheeled wagon.
Why is it saying the 3rd wheel? That doesn't make sense.
Well, because it's like the 3rd wheel is pretty useless. Like if you have a wheelbarrow and you have 2 wheels, why do you need a 3rd?
Oh, it's for a wheelbarrow.
Well, it can be for anything that you push.
Oh. Well, what about a car?
Well, like you have those like scooters and stuff that have 3 wheels, but does anyone actually fucking ride them? They don't look that easy to ride.
I mean, aren't most electric scooters... Do they have 3 or 2 wheels?
Robbie, I brought up the scooter thing, but I don't really know scooters. Really? I'm gonna be honest.
Scooter.
I've never ridden a bike.
They have 2. They have 2.
Okay.
Damn,
but there are some that have 3.
They are. I think they're called something different, aren't they?
They're called a waste of time, is what they're called. I don't see the point. For
us, in Serbian, it would be called a trotinet.
So, like, well, there are tuk-tuks that are in Thailand that have 3 wheels.
Yeah, it's mostly and they're also shit. Who are learning, though. So they have more balance at the front with the 2.
Balance.
Yeah.
Balance. We love balance.
Like training wheels on the bike.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have to wear training wheels.
For real? Or are you joking?
I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking.
I mean, no shame in it. You know, never too late to learn.
Thanks. Thanks for being a homie.
I got you, man. I got you. I mean, I still know people who don't know how to swim. I feel like, Max, you do know how to swim, right?
Yeah. I have a question. Now, this is going to go into Friday campaign, but it's also not really related. I was looking in the Discord chat earlier. So the people signed in, just because sometimes I like to see who's online. I saw Sophie was online. I saw Sophie was playing a fucking... I'm going to read what the title is. Hamster Playground. Okay. What is this?
I think it's a mobile game or something. I don't know.
Hamster Playground. image is like a little chibi hamster, but it's like 3D rendered, and it looked like some sort of like DS game. And I was just thinking, what is this?
What? Okay, I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. Hamster Playground?
Hamster Playground. This has nothing to do with Friday, but it has everything to do with Friday campaign.
It's a free-to-play game developed by Mass Creation, published by We Dig Games. Management simulation with mini games. Creating a hamster training game.
Okay. I just thought it's so random. Like sometimes you see people playing like an indie game, playing something
for those
like
curious. Here you go.
See, that looks much more polished than the fucking janky little PNG that's used as like the intro to what they're playing on their activity.
Yeah. It's odd, very odd. I don't know.
Cassie just sent me a message, and she said, "Do you think the tagline?" By the way, we are accepting questions. Cassie has phoned in, and she has messaged and said, "Do you think the tagline of the Awoken should be Wake up, sheeple? Heard? Valid? Next question, please."
Agreed. Yeah. I think it should be their tagline. They need new branding. Their last one didn't work out, really.
No, they lost. They lost hard.
Yeah, they did.
So.
Sucks to be them, you know?
Yeah, it does. It does. But who knows, maybe they'll be needed later at some point. Tee.
What the fuck?
What?
What do you mean by that? See, guys, it's shit like this, man, that makes me stay up at night thinking about what he said. Tee hee. Would you like some van art that I did today? I mean, I posted it on Instagram, but maybe you haven't seen it.
I've not been on my phone today.
You did watch the Arcane music video for Mamuler Enemy. Yeah. Inspired by that. There you go.
Yeah. Am I playing this on stream?
You can, but you don't have to, because it's a pretty big image, so it's gonna take up the whole screen again.
That's okay. We need to fill in the gap.
Just have a sad Ven in the middle.
Here we go. Oh, you sent it to my personal one. God dang it.
Oh, sorry. I can send it to Backspot.
It's okay. Maxbot does not agree.
Oh, yeah. For those curious, Maxbot is our camera.
Hello.
We've named him.
Hello. I need to get out of here. I'm trapped in Discord. Help me.
Underappreciated worker.
He is, yeah.
Underpaid.
We don't pay him.
Yeah, we don't.
He's underpaid, yeah, by getting no fucking money. Work, you damn slave robot, work.
So if you want him to get paid, follow us on Twitter. Oh shit. Okay, it's not that big, actually. Nice. I made it smaller.
This is Frey now.
Uh-huh.
Very moody. I love it.
Thank you.
Very
Maybe it's like a representation of how Frey feels right now with the cold.
So Frey, if you can answer a question, please.
But I can't do his accent, man.
Which accent?
The British one.
Oh, hello. I don't know what. I can't really copy what Frey's accent is.
He has a very subtle accent, I think.
He does. A very sexy accent.
I knew you were going to fucking say
that. Of course I was. It's Frey.
I was so frustrated, by the way. I had to Google to find the right font for this.
Oh, for the
drawing,
image.
Yeah.
Nice. Is it just like fucking alarm clock?
It's like digital something. I forgot the name. I have so many fonts in my Clip Studio Paint. A pain to scroll down through all of them. Man.
Do you name them all though, or
They
they just
all have
random?
already names.
Okay, okay.
When you download them, they already have them.
But surely that would just be confusing to try and remember which one's which.
To be honest, for the ones I use, like you can see the preview of how they look like. Like their name is in the font. Like you can
Okay.
choose to see it that way if you want. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And also at some point I kind of remember by their name which one is which if I use them often.
Oh, for
Like I
sure.
know the ring bearer, the copper plate gothic that I often use for our graphic. The one we got now, the Morris Roman,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that people like that one. There's one called Propaniac or something like that. That
Propaniac.
oh fuck, I don't know
Some
why
of these
people name
names.
this shit. There was one that's called Die 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 Die, which is just a scribbly one that looks like somebody fucking etched it with a
Yeah,
pencil
with
and
the fucking
paper.
yeah.
Yeah. There's some other ones that I use too. So I remember some. That's what graphic design does to you for 4 years.
Fair enough.
Mm.
Fair enough. And
Fucking best.
your art is only getting better as well.
Oh, thank you.
It's
I wish I
insane.
had more time for it, honestly.
Well, like, how long did this take you to do?
Uh, Probably like under 2 hours.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, I just gathered up a lot of reference images and then I don't do line art. I just do a sketch, maybe clean it up a bit and then slap down the colors and that's it. Like it's not a complex background or anything.
Damn.
Just the portraits are really especially cuz like I was like clothes? You don't need that. Cuz I hate rendering clothes. I hate it. Uh Unless there's specific materials that are nice, but
Mm-hmm.
most is just like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Fabrics, no.
Every time it's a white, simple fucking shirt, I want to shoot myself in the head. Like, please,
Jesus.
anything but that. Please, anything but a simple white shirt, please.
And one that's slightly see-through so you can see the nipples. No, please, no more details.
Honestly, sometimes when you like draw a character in a pose, you draw them first without
Yeah, of
the
course.
clothes on. And then you draw really good anatomy and you're like, I have to cover this shit up now. Fuck. So you just save both files, one with and without the shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Robbie, is this the secret of artistry? Is this what digital artists are doing?
You'd be surprised how many people do that.
Damn. Imagine writing and drawing your own smut. Amazing.
No, it's not even smut. It's like you get people saying that like the new drawing classes are like sexual tension. No, there's no sexual tension when there's 10 sleep deprived people working only on caffeine or a small snack that they got,
Go like this.
trying to get the right angle, and then the model moves slightly and you want to fucking kill them. And then because you don't have good lighting, the sun changes or the clouds cover the sun, and now all the shading's fucked up. And of course, that's the time when the professor decides to come and like, your shading's off. Well, how about I fucking. I'm fine.
Preach.
High school wasn't traumatizing at all.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so it's not very like you get very desensitized to like human bodies. It's not always sexual. Imagery. It's just it's a body. It's like anatomy class in medical school. You know.
Once you've seen a body, you've seen them all.
It's just kind of it exists.
It's what it is.
Naked bodies in on themselves aren't inherently sexual. It's more like you don't look at fucking Greek statues, new statues, and go, damn, horny bastards, those ancient Greeks. I mean, they were, but like, you know what I mean? There's a difference.
I know a lot of people who look at that and go, pee pee, pee pee, bum bum.
I mean, yeah, but those things aren't explicitly made to be, like, that's not the point of the art, sure.
The Greek body is to be admired by the effort, the wrinkles, every groove, how they make it look like silk. It's just
Yeah, those statues where they like sculpted
madness.
the silk. That's crazy.
I went to Greece on holiday last summer, August, I think it was,
Mhm.
and we went to Athens. We saw some Greek statues. Not a lot of them are left there, and fucking hell, it was busy as all hell. It was one of the hottest days on that month,
Jesus.
and it was just busy, busy, busy. So you were just crammed with people walking through. That's one of the good reasons of having a museum, such as the London Museum, because you can go there and it's free, and there's not an overabundance of people. Yes, the things have been stolen and should be taken back to their natural places. But again, if you're trying to spread the knowledge and stuff and show people a bit of diversity, then it's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
But I'd much prefer to go to a museum, see it there, than go to one of those places and see the monuments when, unfortunately, the people are just in the way. You can't appreciate it as much. And
Also, there's a likely chance that those things in their natural habitat will deteriorate over time.
exactly, yeah. Whereas they're
So
preserved in the museums and so on and so forth.
it's like those statues that are the brass statues
Hmm.
where you can see discoloration on them where people have touched them and it's always
Yeah,
in appropriate
the
places.
tits. Yeah,
And it's like, why are we letting this happen?
I
Like, you have
know.
paintings that you are not allowed to photograph and sometimes aren't even allowed to be put out
At
outside when the
my
sun hits them because they're so fragile. But oh, yeah, let the brass statues' tits be fucking.
at my airport here, we have, as you kind of go towards the departures lounge,
Mm-hmm.
you have a large statue of a woman laying down in like no clothes, just like laying down, bronze statue.
Mm.
The statue's quite large, and there's full display of nudity, and you see three areas that are like the rest of the thing's brown, orange, but there are some areas that are just kind of like golden, like worn away because people have touched them. The tits are one place. And one place I was very fucking surprised to see was the bumhole area. But that was just, I don't know who's done what to it, but I was like, fucking hell, really? Enough
Jesus
people have touched
Christ.
it to cause it to change color. That's how bad it is.
Such like
I
bigger
know.
man.
I
People need to control themselves.
need to go to horny jail. Bonk 'em. Bonk, bonk.
Yeah. But
Bonkety
yeah,
bonk.
mm, desensitized to human naked bodies. There was one time where it almost was awkward because this was before the blockades and everything, and I don't know how this happened. But my friend convinced me to go to one of her lectures at her uni,
Hmm.
which technically not because I'm not paying for that uni.
Mm-hmm.
But I went anyways because she wanted company. I was like, I don't fucking have anything better to do. Sure, let's go to the theater history class. Uh, and I was there, and then afterwards, or it was either before or afterwards, she wanted to leave to hand out some of her work to a different professor, and we're
Mm-hmm.
going to this one classroom. And thankfully, the professor perfectly blocked our view of the model that like she left the door open behind her and the model was standing there fully nude, but she like perfectly covered it with her silhouette. I was like, oh, sorry. It's not even like I don't give a shit, you know, like he's paid to do it, but I was like, I'm not a part of this fucking university. I didn't pay to see this man.
Jesus. The hidden element of being an artist. Some
Yeah.
never really think about.
Yeah. It's a lot more complicated than people think, I would say.
Yeah. It's one of those crafts that I always bow down to people who have an affinity for it because like I know quite a few people who have good artistry, good eye for art, but to get into detail, to be able to kind of get those almost photorealistic copies of things, I just cannot conceive in my own head. Like, I struggle to make fucking stick drawings. I can't even draw a fucking car. Like, but people can make an apple and have the shine look fucking realistic, bounce off of it, and then add like a fucking shadow in there as well as a reflection. It's
I'm gonna show
bonkers.
you something that's gonna blow your mind.
Here we go.
There's this
Easily done.
one artist. I forgot his name, but this is a painting, and I'm gonna show you the zoomed up versions of the same painting.
Holy shit.
All right. That's
I
crazy.
imagine in person without the blur of the like Zoom, it would be fucking mental. Because like you're zooming in on Discord, it's like a little bit jank. But
Yeah,
I can see like the fucking knitting going onto the
yeah,
finger. It's the imperfections that make art stand out more than the perfectionism of it all, because it makes it more
yeah.
real.
Yeah, that's true. It's I don't know if people know this in Arcane, but all of the character models are just slightly asymmetrical,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't often happen in 3D animation. They very much try to keep it symmetrical. One is because of the rig itself and how it works. It's better to stay symmetrical so you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to do more work. But these people, like Jinx's nose, just goes a little bit more to the
Crooked.
side.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Vi's lip. One of her lips is like slightly not
Cut.
like cut and a bit taller. Like they always go a little bit to one side.
Slightly
Like
cleft. Yeah.
yeah, they have very interesting. Their characters are aesthetically pleasing and beautiful, but they
Mm.
all have their like little like Caitlyn has her little teeth gap,
Yes.
which
Same here.
most people like when making their characters. That's like a beginner thing. Also, they try to make them look really like they try to avoid anything that is considered unattractive.
Mm-hmm.
But you can portray any kind of trait that people have and still have them be attractive. It's not just, the necessary beauty standards
No,
that we have now.
nowadays, attractiveness is so fucking broad that back in the day, you're looking and going Greek goddess, and you're like, oh yeah, Aphrodite, oh perfect, I love it. Or like Greek
Mhm.
god, oh yeah, look at that kind of like large machismo man. Like now, it's all just everyone has their own interpretation of what beauty is,
Mm.
and yeah,
Somebody said,
um, yeah, go for
yeah,
it. I was going to
art
read it.
is
Go for it.
about tricking people into thinking there is more detail than there is. Yeah, art is really just tricking people that something is there when it's not. It was I think it was a topic of conversation right after the industrial era hit, like a bit after that, when like between modern and industrial era, when people, it was, I forgot who it was, but there was in a gallery they put up a picture of, I
Hmm.
think it was a phone or something along those lines. It
This
could have
rings
been
a bell. It was
anything.
like a brick phone, no? It was like a little small, like.
It was just like a canvas, and on top of it was a picture of a phone, and they brought people in and they asked them, "What is this?"
Hmm,
And people said, "A phone." And they
hmm,
said, "No, it's not a phone. It's a picture of a phone."
hmm,
Uh, and there was a lot of that's when the whole like, what is art? What do we consider art to be? Like, you know, translating objects, like kind of tricking the mind to think that this is in a 3D space when it's not. It's lines and paint on a flat 2D surface. Obviously, then you have sculptures and stuff, but
yeah. Then it goes into a completely different dimension, literally.
you then have like digital 3D, which is 3D, but is it? You're watching it always on a 2D screen.
Hmm, hmm.
It is in a
Until
3D
it
digital space, but
until it becomes reality in your hand, where you can turn and shift and see it from different perspectives. As you say, it's a matter of perspective, isn't it?
yep.
Everything's
So
2D. You're 2D to me now. I'm
Yeah.
looking at you and you're 2D, even though I know, supposedly, that you are 4D.
Yeah. And like you're not looking technically at me, you're looking at a video of me
Damn,
when you
my
think
small
about it.
brain. My small brain. Can I
This
handle
is
this
very off
quantum
topic of
mechanics?
D&D. Hey, that's something you could use in D&D if you're gonna do mindfuckery stuff. Even in 3D, there's perspective trickery to get a specific expression. That's true. I don't know if
Mhm.
people know this, but for a lot of 3D models and scenes, they will stretch the characters to like goofy ass uh poses. Like there's a specific example that aired a few years ago was when Encanto
Yeah.
came out, and there's a scene of the main character holding up the like broken pieces of the little prophecy thing, and
Mhm.
instead of trying to get the camera to work how it would in real life with like the perspective and the what's that called when it's like the
Refraction.
aperture and stuff, they elongated her arms so they're
Mm.
that close to the camera, like they're fucking broken off camera, you can't see it. So it looks like that kind of lens shift and they're like blurred
Like a
focal
Dali
shift.
zoom sort of effect.
Yeah, squash and stretch is the most common one with like stuff. That's basics of animation, the squash and stretch, exaggerating it.
Mhm.
It's there's a lot of technique to art. It's not just, really. I mean, it can be, but
For someone who has no real like artistic bone in my body, I love seeing people like at their very best. Artists, anything, like seeing the not like it's hard to put it into words, but when you have someone who is like so dedicated to their work and they can like achieve excellence in that craft and they can showcase it in such a way that I can appreciate and see how much effort is put into it, that's when you kind of go, wow, you've made it. It's kind of like your art. Like I'm looking at that and you're telling me
oh.
2 hours to draw that. I'm like, fuck, that'll take me a lifetime to replicate.
But like when you really think about it, it's not just 2 hours. It's all the previous work I put into it to be
To
able to do it
gather
in
and
two
think.
hours.
Yeah.
No, just like previous skills that I've had to acquire to be able to be this fast
Hmm.
and to know what I'm doing. Otherwise, it would take longer. But to be
Yeah.
fair, also, I have been told before that I do work very fast in general.
Hmm. I
So,
remember when you were doing the character commissions for the NPCs and even for the
show the art,
PCs.
it's in the middle right here, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think you're on listening only, um, Aaron. So I don't know if you can see the stream.
Yeah.
So it's in the center of us. We are sandwiched between Ven.
Sad Ven.
Sad Ven.
But also all the
Oh, there you
others,
go.
you see it? Okay, yeah. All the
Perfect.
other art on this channel is also mostly done by me.
Yeah.
Also, I go by they, them, but yeah. Uh, you were saying?
Can't remember. That's how good my brain is.
Uh, when you were talking about when I was doing the character art.
Oh
The
yeah,
port-
but what would be the process is I would send Robbie a kind of reference images for kind of like what the character is and a description that follows through it. And then Robbie would take that, do like a line scratch art, ask if this is okay, and then go forward with like coloring, then coloring would turn into rendering, and then we have the final product. And that would take in the span, depending if you're busy, of course, and have other things going on in your life. But for the most part, it would take like a day, less than, to create a fully fledged new character. So,
uh,
yes, Robbie, you are very quick with the old pen. But the question
yeah.
is, you've learned how to do digital art, and you've been doing a bit more IRL kind of drawing recently.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you prefer?
Uh, good question. overall, I prefer digital art because it's less mess and it's more accessible. I do really like to sketch with a pencil, IRL, because you can't really. I mean, with the current tablet I have, it is a bit old. It's like
What do you have?
I've
Wacom
had it. No, the screen I'm looking at right now is the tablet. I have a screen tablet, and it's pretty good. It's a Huion tablet. If anyone's interested, GT191. But there have been many updated ones now. The problem with this one is the pen has to charge. It does have a long battery life, but it does have to charge, and it's fucking annoying because it always happens when I'm in the middle.
When you need it.
Yeah, when I really want to draw something. But there are things like sometimes I was considering getting an Apple tablet and a pen because what their pen has, I'm gonna show you like
it has the
pen that
taps
I
on the
have.
side, no?
No, this one also has the taps on the side.
Okay.
I use it for color picking mostly. But this one, if you can see the nib, it's very thin.
Yeah.
And when you use a pencil in real life, you can kind of angle it so you get that like
stuff.
Yeah, like softer things. You can't really do this with this one naturally. Like yes, you can like turn up the size a bit, lower the opacity, have a like lighter grip to it or whatever. But Apple pencils do have that ability, especially with some of the brushes in Procreate. So that's nice. But it doesn't really matter what you use.
I've actually got that. I've got the Procreate app and I've got the Apple Pencil, even though I don't fucking draw. I got it as a bundle, and I thought since I've got the iPad, I may as well get the Apple Pencil with it because it was cheap at the time.
This was like they're like $100.
But this was the first generation, so this was like when we were first testing it. Now they've gone fucking super. That was when it was first hitting the market, but it was like, yeah, it feels good in your hand. Like when you're doing, like you said, the shaving of the sides, where you're going like doing the sweeps rather than on a tip on the sides, it does feel nice. It does act
but
quite
as
well.
Aaron said, you don't really need anything expensive to start.
Yeah.
Really, you can use just a pen and paper. Optionally, get different pens like B, B2, B4, H, whatever.
Different thicknesses and so on.
I think it's less of a thickness and more of a softness of the pencil. So B2, B4, they're softer and they have a much darker a line, while the H2, H4 are all harder and they have softer lines. They're kind of also harder to like angle and shade with. I fucking hate H pencils. They're the fucking worst. Don't ever get them unless you really want to for whatever reason. But yes, traditional can get very expensive and can also get very messy. I cannot explain to you how many times I got paint in my hair when we were doing painting class at school.
Is that still paint there now?
No, thankfully not. But let me show you. I think my palette is here. Let me show you how that fucking monstrosity looks like. Oh fuck, is it even here? Where did I leave it? That's a good question. Shit. Essentially, it's not like the like little white ones where you have the little designated little thingies. It's just a block of wood.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And if you've ever seen an artist thing, we almost fucking never clean them. Like at some point, people didn't even get the wooden ones because they are harder to clean because the paint seeps into the wood. You lose some of the wood. We use the plastic trays you use for food as a palette because it was also easier to scrape off the paint, and it was just like this entire big tray full of fucking just dried up paint. And then sometimes you would purposely leave it there so you could mix it in with the colors because they're like water activated or whatever. So that was fucking. And then like 30,000 brushes.
Is it the brushes or paints
and
that are more expensive?
paints
Yeah.
always, because brushes,
Okay.
if you keep good care of them, they can last you a long while. But I'm a psychopath, so no, I'm kidding.
Stab, stab, stab.
No, it's just very rough with my brushes. But paint, like, I cannot tell you, every single week you will need to buy like a new fresh of white or yellow tube of paint. To a point where I'm buying a bucket. I'm getting a bucket of white paint. Fuck
Yeah.
this shit. It's always white that you need the most.
Why is it white more than anything else, though? Why
Well,
white?
consider that we don't use black a lot because it was kind of almost forbidden that we use it in class to darken anything.
Okay. You have to use different shades of colors to try
Yeah,
and
you
get
would combine it into like a shitty
dark
brown. Like you would
shit.
mix all the primary colors and make a really dark color and use that. Or like if you wanted to darken a red or a green, you would mix the opposite color. And
So
it
I imagine the task would be try and stick with RGB. Try and stick with red, blue, green.
so I mean you have RGB and you have SMIC. Or CMYK in English. We call it SMIC because it was easier. Which is the cyan, yellow, magenta, and then black and white.
Okay.
I think it was because the reason why it's a K instead of B for black is because B was already taken for blue. So they had to put K. I think it's the hex code for black or something.
Okay. Now we're getting into some nerdy painter talk. I love it.
Anyways, but there's the difference because I think RGB is technically light.
It is light based, but I was thinking in terms of like colors, that seems like the three that would work for most things as well anyway. Like
You
that
gotta
would be
buy
the
it.
foundation.
Yeah, saying iron though we didn't do canvases, we would do like special type of like really thick paper essentially instead of canvases. Because those what do I look like, a rich person? I'm not buying a canvas every other week. I'm getting the shitty paper.
The world
So,
is your canvas, Robbie. You paint
yeah.
everything that you find.
I mean, I fucking did, considering the paint got onto all my clothes and everything. You need to time like when you're gonna wear your nice outfits to high school.
Shit.
And when you're gonna wear the shit one, knowing it's art class.
Did they not give you like fucking dungarees, like a full onesie sort of
Oh,
painter's suit?
they didn't give a shit. We had to buy
Shit.
all our paints, every equipment. We had to all buy it for ourselves. And then the one thing that was always searched for, most surprising, was painter's tape. And I bought
Okay.
2 like little rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, guys, this is our class's rolls and we're gonna use them. It's fine. So, like, one person then forgets and then you have to, we're gonna keep them in the closet. And then these motherfuckers from other class used up the entire roll in a week span. I was like, okay, listen here.
Death is coming.
I don't know who you are, but you owe me painter's tape. It was the good one, the blue one.
I know exactly the painter's tape because what I used to do, I used to paint the underside of boats, and that would involve using the painter's tape to divide up the lines and paint over it. And then it's just so the ASMR, the feeling of pulling that tape loose and it all goes off without like sticking, just all the way across. Imagine going across a 30-foot space, which is what we were doing, some bigger, and just like pulling it, like, oh, it feels so good. It sounds so good. At the end, oh,
best
so good.
part. I mean, for us, we had to do it on the underside of the paper because you had to
Okay.
paint the whole thing. So we did not get the satisfying thing, but
It's a shame.
fucking Christ, man. The worst part was charcoal drawings. Holy shit, dude.
I imagine that's the toughest.
We would leave fucking high school looking like we just cleaned the chimney or something.
You've been in the mines.
If you made the mistake of doing this in class, And
That's
then you just walk out.
cancels.
And we
Straight
cancel on
cancelled.
Twitter, yeah. It doesn't even look, it just looks like you have like fucking dirt on your face and then it gets underneath your fingernails. That and we had the sculpting class, which was also, especially because there was only cold water, like
Oh,
ice cold water when you need to wash your hands and you're just like, as you need to
Yep.
wash off all the clay, bro.
It's like a fish pond. Fish pond? No, a fucking bird bath is what I'm thinking of. Just like, just get your hands all wet as you're beginning to sculpt.
Rich people ASMR, excuse me.
The
You
tape.
think art students are rich? Hell no, bruh.
Maybe when you're doing a 30 feet worth, yeah, I think that
Yeah. I
that
mean,
might be the rich people.
the most expensive stuff was photography class, man. That shit.
Well, just the camera.
Well, we were told to try to get like old cameras if somebody had it in our family or if we can rent one from someone because we were using analog cameras. We weren't using digital ones. The film, the like paper you need to use to develop photos. Holy shit, bro. I mean, it's probably not a lot for like but like one packet of 10 of these small papers was, let me make the mistake, I think around essentially €10 for 10 small fucking pieces, which is 1,000 dinars as a reference, which is a fucking lot. I think it was even more expensive. I think that was
I think it's more expensive because I've got this like what they call it, like Polaroid frames. So
but it's
Polaroid
not
camera. It's not the same
because this is a photosensitive paper essentially. That you can't show to light, otherwise it's fucked. Like you can't.
No, I understand. So it would be the process, but this one is more manufactured, so it'd be more expensive.
Yeah.
The Polaroid.
Definitely.
So Polaroid for a pack of 10, I think was like 25. So
it might have been around that for these.
It sounds like it'll probably be in the same ballpark.
It was like two.
But these were like little small ones, about that big. So
The
it'll
worst
probably be
part
around
is
20
like
euros.
COVID hit right as we got photography class, and then one of the things was we were allowed to use our phones because we couldn't go to develop the photos, obviously. But one of the things was like architecture and architectural design.
Go outside and take a photo.
And I'm like, no, but like I could go outside, but I lived in the butt-fuck middle of nowhere. What architecture I'm gonna take?
What are you gonna do?
Not interesting enough. And I'm like, I live in a fuck-ass village. What the fuck do you want me to do? Everything's shut down. There is nothing I can do.
You had to build a Jenga tower and like try and take pictures of that at different angles.
It was so fucking. I hated that class. I really hated it. Especially when we got back and had to go into the dark room. Do you know how much that shit smell? It's not even the good kind of chemical smells. It's the fuck-ass ones. Ugh.
Yeah, I've been around a few smells that aren't fucking great. Stuff that's used as like acids to remove fucking growth. Fucking barnacles. Like the most putrid things you can think of that you don't want to be touching with your skin because it will burn away elements of it.
Now we know what to use against Gil.
Barnacles. That's exactly what you need to use.
Does
use his own
like
fish against him. It's like crabs. He's got them down there.
Yo, yeah, bro, what has Gil been up to? Oh.
Nasty bastard, nasty.
No wonder Fennel broke up with him.
Stop. It's not true. Or is it?
Is it? We don't know.
We don't know. He might be mewing in the background. Might be trying to get some.
Yeah. The other thing we also had was woodworking class. Oh my fucking god. First 4 classes on Monday. And they didn't even give us goggles or like respirator masks. They were like, nah, here's sandpaper. Go at it, dude.
That's okay. The kids have to grow somehow. They have to,
Yes,
know,
wood shillings.
be
My
beaten
favorite.
down and then reconstructed.
Fucking child labor, man. What the fuck?
Well, on the topic of child labor, this isn't a segue, but I think we've pretty much done for today.
Yeah, before we go off to any other topics, that's not D&D.
It's great. I love it. That's what this is for. Again, this is campaign / chit chat.
We need to rename it to that.
It's literally just chit chat with some campaign. But no, I love having conversations with you, Robbie, and anyone that's on here, because it's always fun to pick your brains and to, just talk shit. Talk shit and talk real life. You know?
Fuck you, photography teacher from high school. Suck my dick.
Fuck you, photography. Fuck you, nerds. Photography nerds. No, we love art. That's why we do this. This is a medium for art and expression, and that's what we love. So, on that bombshell,
D&D is art. Oh, yeah.
Well, there's some aspects of it that are probably very, very decrepit and not much art in there at all. But especially when the dick and poop jokes come out. But for the most part, I think you're right. I think we're trying. We're trying. When we got 3 campaigns on the go, what can you ask from us? We are trying.
Well, the dick and poop jokes are a part of it. It's not D&D.
They are the core principles.
They are. They really
Time to change the logo to a cock and balls. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Show
go.
all the other D&D channel who's boss.
We'll add a vagina in there as well, so it's inclusive. Let's go. Let's go. Or here's a clever idea. Here's a clever idea. We make the balls and the shaft into the vulva and the
now
and
we
the
stop
tube.
before we get banned from Twitch.
Imagine if this is how we get banned. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you liked, please leave a like, subscribe, follow us on Twitch. We have an Instagram, rollxplay. You can find us on there as well. There's also a link tree with everything that we do. TikTok,
YouTube,
everything.
YouTube. Yeah, we do have a Patreon now where it's mostly free stuff, right? It's just items. Magic.
For the most part, it's just things that we want to be posting, bits of lore maybe one time, or maybe some items that maybe you see in the campaign and some custom that you can use yourself. So that's all there. It's all in the link tree. So if you just find our Instagram, you'll be able to find everything else. But yeah, if you have any questions for us, leave them in the comments section below. We'll give them a read and we'll answer them on the next one. We need a bit of structure, so please help.
Yeah, we do.
We'll talk about anything, literally anything. Ask me what my social security number is. I'll give it to you.
Cut the camera.
I'm gonna get cancelled. Bye.
Security card.
Shit, it's 4, 2, 3. I need to press stop, don't I?
Yes.